Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath. Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I wish my refund hurry up so I can have a taxitude.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
I'ma be like, let me get 20 on pump 3.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Matter of fact, make it 25, and yes, I would like to donate to the March of Dimes, so ring me up that Coke and candy bar 2 for $2.22 deal where $1 goes to March 2. Oh, and ring these Skittles up for my kid too. And when the cashier tells me to have a nice day, I'm gonna be like, no ma'am, you have a blessed day, sugar.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Pull down my shades like Kim Kardashian, smile like Gabrielle Union.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Flip my bundles like Nicki Minaj and queen out the door like Beyonce.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Goofy face, goofy face, goofy face, heart, 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 muscle, muscle, muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what, hashtag I ain't shame, hashtag my money, hashtag call me taxitude honey.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
On the couch with us. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Ross McCoy's
Oh, yeah, you do
here.
it. You do it. You do it.
Ross McCoy's here.
Current Deadpool Pinball Sabretooth Battle Challenge record holder.
Let's give you some love for that.
That's a pretty good machine. I like that machine.
Yeah,
the Deadpool machine is awesome.
That's Andrew's favorite. Of course, I'm speaking of Andrew from the Pinball Dudes. If you need a pinball machine, Andrew's your guy, but you probably already know that from the commercial you heard.
Yes. Ross, how are things going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just wrapped up fireworks season.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
We're
You look good.
Thank you.
Ross's hair grows. I wish my hair grew that fast. I'd already have my hair. I'd already have my super long hair.
It's weird that people's hair grows in different speeds.
And it
like we're all human, how different, but it seems like it's a significant.
And seemingly now my hair is growing faster now that it's a little bit longer than it was when it was short trying to grow medium length.
Didn't you used to say that same thing about dicks? It's weird. Different people have different sized dicks.
Now that I'm older, a lot of the trauma I've had in my abdomen area, especially the surgery I had on my hip, I have noticed that my penis, especially because I have a foreskin, like I think the number one argument I would have against foreskin, and I've never really had one, would be that when you are an older man and you wake up and you have like wake up dick, that your dick doesn't go all the way inside. Like I wake up with just a tag of skin hanging out of my body. And my dick is inside of me.
They wake up with a boner, right?
That sounds cozy.
Sometimes I wake up with a boner.
Okay, but other
Not
times
very often. Other times I just
retracts.
other times it just retracts, and then it's like so small.
That sounds cozy. Like, your
it's
dick's
wonderful.
decided to snuggle up with
It's
you.
wonderful. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I love it and everything.
Sure.
It's mine. It's very. I'm very partial to it. But yeah, it's weird. It looks weird. It looks gross. It looks disgusting.
You know me, I'm violently anti-circumcision. Any more dick you can get.
Yeah, I like to go straight circumcision right into Tom having to do the business. Let's get our business out of the way.
Well, we're gonna go to Cimarron's Gateway tomorrow for the Just Call Mo Family Skate-a-thon happening.
So excited.
Tomorrow, starting at 5. Get there a little bit early. Make sure you sign your waiver online. Make sure that you're actually registered. I'm already in the system of Cimarron's Gateway because I've been going with my kids.
It's a rule. He is in there. It's a rule. If you live that close to the skating rink, they make you legally sign the form.
Like you only have to sign it. It's not if you've.
You're a local, so you can just walk right in. That's Tom. Let Tom in.
That's his home break.
Yeah.
I think if you've been there within the past year, you're already in the system.
No, I got you. It's like at the poker room. They don't even make me go through the metal detector anymore. They're just like, go throw your money away,
we're definitely going to get a check-in about your addiction. I went to do it, and Andrea had already done it. I was going there to be a good husband, and my wife had already done it. And apparently kids, like she said, the kids didn't need it. We needed it. So I was like, oh, okay.
They were seeing 1,000 reservations.
Yeah. It's if you're going to skate, get there early.
I can't.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Even if half of them are just like eating hot dogs and pizza at the snack bar.
No, okay, let's talk about something for a second.
But they're not all going to skate.
And let's talk about something that I am not, and it is I am not the person that if given an invite to something that's even casual, like if Ross says, hey guys, we're having a pyro spot, casual swing through barbecue to celebrate all of our great return clients that have bought all these fireworks, free hot dogs all day. Check if you're going to pull through. Like if you think you're going to be there, give us a yes or no. If I don't even, I'm only checking yes if I'm going.
Okay.
And that's who I am.
Yes,
I am not the type of person to check something. I don't even do a maybe. Even if it's a maybe, I don't even give you a maybe.
You're not interested?
No, I am interested. I am interested, but I don't want you knowing that I could flake. You see what I'm saying? I don't do that. So who are these people that do this? Because are we going to have 500 people be that type of person? Because I would like to think that we don't have 500 flakes. I hate flakes.
Okay, if you use Facebook Marketplace more, you would know we live in is this still available society.
I'm glad we're talking about
where people will look at Facebook Marketplace, and this happened to me, and everybody knows this, to the point where people will say in their posting, you better not say, is this still available?
I've seen that.
If the post is up. Because
I've seen that, but I don't know what that means.
So, okay, so what that means is people...
Some of them have a whole paragraph of stuff they won't put up with.
Yeah. So let's, Daniel, what do you got to sell? I
got all kinds of stuff to sell, but I hoard it. You know what? I'll admit it. I'm a goddamn hoarder. No, I've got 3 Macintosh computers in there that are wiped clean. That are I'm just holding on to them for what reason, Dan? Because I'm a fucking hoarder.
You put that Macintosh computer up on Facebook Marketplace, and
I'm exactly the same as you. Just all the parts are put together in a much smaller, more anxiety-riddled version, but it's the same shit.
Let's say you've put up the most basic ad, and it's 1 minute later, people are already sending you, is it still available? Just automatic. 1 minute, they can see you just posted it. They're watching the just posted list. They know you posted it seconds ago. The first thing, is it still available?
So they write, why do they write that?
Okay, yeah.
There's a little button that lets them do it.
Yeah. So it's a one-click button. It's a one-click button.
You know how you go to chat, sometimes it'll give you chat suggestions. One of the main
Nintendo
one
does.
So for Facebook Marketplace, they give you one that says, is it still available?
Yeah, like Nintendo does a Mario Kart. Go easy on me.
Yeah.
You like that?
But here's the kicker, because it's not that they're asking, is this still available? It's the fact that when you go back and you say, yes, it is, nothing. So you're like, why did you even ask?
Right.
And it's like, that's a weird impulse for lots of people. And it happens so much.
I don't have that.
People must have
I have a lot of impulses, man. I got some bad ones, and I got anxiety through the ass, but I will not do that.
To ask if something's still available for no reason whatsoever. What is that?
Free something or another.
For no reason?
Free stuff. Like free Mo DeWitt. I'm giving away a free taco. Just pull through. If I don't really want it, I'm not going to claim it.
So that right off the bat, what Thomas just described, 50% of people, and then the next 25% ask you a couple specific questions. that you already detailed in the original posting. Like if it's a
didn't
car
read.
and you've said like, cigarette burns in the upholstery,
Yeah.
some dents, some scratches, the next question will be, is it in mint condition?
Which is like, how much could you actually care
Yeah.
if you didn't even read it?
Can you
Like,
turn?
why-
Can you turn off some of those things?
Also, it should be more work to type in a question than just read the answer.
Can you turn that off?
Available. Why are you going through the extra work?
No, which is why people start putting in the ad, do not say, is it still available? Do not ask me any questions that are in the original ad. They have like whole lists of things
But it doesn't
not
do
to
that.
do.
But it does nothing because they're still allowed to do all of that.
Absolutely,
Okay,
and so
I
it's
do
still
like that.
and
I
so
do
nobody
support-
nobody read that ad to begin with, so they're just doing all that stuff to that guy
Because
anyway.
they just looked at the title that said,
Correct.
let's do
And
a
then-
throwback, hovercraft, and then they were like, hovercraft, blinded by hovercraft.
Is it still available?
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys did an excellent tag team job of explaining why that place sucks.
So-
Although you're still on
then-
it, right? You still navigate it. You choose to still navigate that space, even though it is a hellhole. Because you have that in you.
Because no, I'm just hoping that it won't happen again. But I'm like, it can't happen again.
This time it'll be different. This time it'll be different.
So
Yeah.
this time will be different.
And then the few people who do fall through the cracks and like do want it, and it's the right thing for them and everything, immediately because everybody's watched Pawn Stars in the meantime, they offer you half of what you or have listed it for.
Yeah,
I see
because
those too, yes.
That just right off the bat, they're like, "Hey, I want it, but how about half of what you're asking?"
Okay, so this will drive you crazy, Daniel. So based on, people went to justcallmo.com/skate and
Yeah.
registered to go to this free event.
Also, registering
tomorrow, right?
is not just, you don't one-click register. So I'm like, filling out your family's name means you're thinking of me
I think you put
getting
your name
in
and email.
vehicle and driving to, right? You're thinking about this.
You're just like, hey, I'm going, and then we said there's gonna, obviously there is a capacity 1,200, so we almost reached it. But so it's like,
Did Mo give
make
away-
sure, like, if you're taking someone's spot, if we do reach capacity, like, even be 60% that you're probably gonna go, right? But what will happen based on everything I've known, every event I've ever done, right?
yes,
and
please.
100% will happen tomorrow.
Okay.
That there'll be 40% of those 1,000 people, which is 400 people. 400 will not show up. 400 people.
That's probably more.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I'm being conservative here. It's probably more like 600 people.
Yeah.
So,
I
and,
would-
and, and
400
what,
people
what
will
made
be-
them not just like, what made them, because like, here's what I'm doing energy math, right? Do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
energy math with you. To me, the energy of sitting in front of the computer at, justcallmo.com/skate and filling out the form, or filling out even just your email address, or even just your name, typing, to me, like, that amount of energy in is as much like, once you've done that, you have to go now. You're in. You've got skin in the game. So you filled that out, and then you just said, then you should have to call Mo's. You should have to rescind your invite.
Listen,
You should have to do that.
It's the reason Planet Fitness is still in business. Mr. Fitness is breaking in the money. It's the reason, that check cashing stores are in business. So there's like so many different reasons like that we prey on people being bad at life. And this is like a part of it where at one time you're like, I'm going to this. And then somewhere
But
in
with
between.
no knowledge of what you had going on that
you
day.
have no calendar.
You have no calendar.
I lived like this at one day. I lived.
So you lived like a man that literally would, like, somebody
I'd
says,
have
hey,
n-
you want to go skate? You're like, I'll be there. And then you're like, oh, where am I? That's the person you're describing.
There was a
It's like,
time-
wait, who am I? Where?
There was a time in my life where I had no idea what I was doing.
It was 8 a.m. this morning.
Every day, like every day,
Every
was a
day.
surprise. Like I go to work, but
Well,
after
that's
work,
Alzheimer's or something. That's a
Were you
problem.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, that's like
no,
a
and the
memory problem.
weekends were like there was nothing planned. I was too poor. I was bad at life. I was like So I didn't know. Was like, hey, what do you want to do?
It is
today?
hard for me to
I don't
believe
know.
that 50% of the people that signed up for this are gonna go, oh my, where am I? Can't
What
go.
about more?
Like that's hard for me to believe.
More.
And then that makes me think you're dumb.
And the greatest part about it, they have kids. Probably, man.
Let me give you perhaps an in-room scenario.
Yeah.
You know, where
Yeah,
like
please.
they announced this. You know, Mo announced he's going to buy everybody free roller skating at my personal favorite roller skating rink in the area.
Yeah. It's free. yeah.
Dude, last time
Simmer
I went,
on, baby.
Last time I went, they did this thing where like they were about to close, so they were like, you know what? Anything in the food bar, 50 cents.
What? Oh my
50 cent
God.
slice of pizza, 50 cent hot dog, 50 cent pretzel.
I love a
Amazing.
50-cent hot dog.
Amazing.
So this is why you can't do free tickets because there's no skin in the game. Like
Yeah.
you have to sell your tickets for something to incentivize the people to show up because free tickets, the people will be like, nah, I'm too lazy to drive and they just not go.
Yeah, I've
You
always
know what I
felt
mean?
bad for like local
Now-
bands would do that for like these showcases down at like House of Blues.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, they'd just be handing out tickets, and it'd be like, it looks like a legitimate like Ticketmaster ticket, but
Yeah.
but it's free. And you look on the site, and this is true. And
Yeah.
if I'm lying, I'm dying. You look on the side of it, and I think the mentality of looking on the side and seeing it everything zeroed out, you're like, well, this is just paper.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like I do think there is a psychology. If they put like $150 or something on there, maybe
Yes,
more
you're
people
right.
would show up.
The value.
Yeah, because I see it and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
this is a comp.
there may be some legality to that.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
not sure.
But if they did, more people would show
They
up. If they
would.
just printed,
They would.
even if they said $50, it's like, oh, I would.
Or even in
Or-
fine print, if it said like this might be
Yeah.
worth, you know.
Or what if it
something.
said dollars and then an asterisk and it was like 1985 Nigerian dollars, which
Yeah.
is seriously overrun.
I love Nigeria.
But anyway, so they announced it, and then I think up front, Bus Taker made it sound like Thebus made it sound like there was only going to be a certain amount of tickets left. So I just went ahead and reserved for my whole family.
Yeah.
Me, the 3 boys, my wife, T's husband, and so just got everybody reserved. And like probably tomorrow, I'll just show up. Based on
All right, that's
based
fair.
on the reaction
You know
in
what?
the group
That's-
chat when I
that's
said,
brave,
"Hey
and that's
guys,
fair.
I reserved us all a spot at the skating rink, and I got nothing back. It may just be me there tomorrow."
That's fine.
Yeah.
So that's
And even
5
if
to
you
1.
bail, that was the bravest thing I've ever heard on this show, and I appreciate your honesty. I
So
do.
even if you didn't sign up, just show up. You'll get in because a lot of people that did sign up won't show up.
I think so too.
I think that's
I'll
the
bet on
message
that.
we should be putting out there. Yeah.
But
So show
regardless,
up.
it's going to be a heck
Yeah.
of a good time. I haven't skated in forever. I know my kid is bringing one of her best friends. Like, so
cool.
I got a skate date with my daughter and her friend, and Andrea's going to be out there. It's going to be a good time.
I'm
I got
bringing
a
my
whole
son.
list of the weekend songs for them to play. It's gonna
Nice,
be awesome.
nice. I'm bringing 2 live crews, as nasty as they want to be, and I'm gonna see if I can get Me So Horny played a couple
That's,
times,
yeah.
or maybe Throw That Dick. Remember that one? Throw that dick. Throw
That's a
that
little
dick.
too far.
Throw that dick. Throw that dick.
Perfect roller
Throw
skater.
that dick. Throw that dick.
I grew up roller skating. The town in Pennsylvania I grew up in, pretty much the only thing to do was a roller rink. So that's just all we did. We knew on a weekend when we woke up what we were going to do. It was going to be roller skating because that was all there was to do.
Yeah.
So I love roller skating.
I remember going roller skating with my god sisters so much that I got bored of roller skating because they were amazing roller skaters, and I was decent at roller skating, but I wasn't into it. Like they were really into it. Like they were into roller skating, and I'm just like, I'll skate. So I would spend a lot of time in the arcade, and then I'd spend a lot of time just sitting over on the carpeted wall alone, sad.
And when you go into Cimarron Skateway, you walk into a time capsule of
is.
the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's not much, it's a giant steel building with
For
like, all
over
the lights.
50 years, men
Everything's
have
carpeted.
been wiping their fingers, their snail trail fingers, on the carpeted walls in there.
It's
Seriously, that's what you used to do.
No,
In
come on.
date skating DeLand, you would
No.
finger a girl, and the wall was carpeted, and you were the man if you'd wipe. You're like, I wiped it on there.
I don't think
Got
that
the mucus on there.
happens. So I don't think that happens in today's nowadays.
Oh,
Like,
they finger.
You don't think guys wipe their fingers after now?
Yeah, people are fingering. Ross, come on, help me out
I
here.
don't
People
think
are
that-
fingering.
No,
Nothing's changed,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
they were fingering in the caves. I'm sure they're
Yeah.
fingering today.
No,
You got to
because
do that move
there's
now.
too many parents around because now parents parents have to stand and watch.
Helicopter. You can't finger with a helicopter parents. Get your fingers chopped off.
Like back,
Helicopter.
we used to just get dropped off at the skating rink, and then the parents would come pick us up. Now,
and then your parents would be driving away. They'd be like, I hope they don't finger.
Tom, in the 50s, they were super sex repressive. People got fingered. In the 1800s, you had to have a chaperone with you, or a fucking nun or something.
In the 1800s,
people got fingered.
In the 1800s, you just take a little, like bring the wine boy in and just get to going.
The funny part is, I'm sitting there as a parent looking at my phone. I wouldn't see you can see fingering to begin.
The funny thing is, you're watching fingering on your porn sites.
What am I even
sitting there watching Pornhub? Some guy fingering a girl.
Why do I just leave and then come back? I'm doing nothing. Anyway, all right. So Ross, have you heard about the wife carrying competitions of Finland?
No, tell me about them, Tom.
Okay, well, I think you've probably seen that it's been
You've
going
never
on
seen
since
this?
the early 90s.
It's just a competitive version of what men do, carry women in life. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Hold on a second. Jeff Foxworthy's here.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Owen Benjamin here for wife carrying.
So it's a competition where it doesn't have to be male female. Like the male doesn't have to be carrying the female. It could be the female.
Could my wife carry me?
In Finland, you can marry a fucking goat if you want, right?
Well, yeah, but I guess it turns out like usually the males carrying the females is the standard, and that's the only people to win.
Right. Do you want me to tell you okay? This is the story of how it came to be many years ago. So. The beginning of wife carrying and the Herko robber Roinkane, the famous bandit chief. It was during the famine years and in the Safkarvjiv, Upper Slavonia, Finland, hunger was rampant. Bread and flour was mixed with bark. The poor apprentice cobbler Herko and his wife were also struggling. His wife kept nagging at him, and their food ran out in the house. So Herko took his belongings and went to live in the dark forest of Sankajarvia, far away from hunger and his very annoying wife. Hunting for game became difficult and lonely work for him, so Herko came up with the idea to steal grain from houses. Herko turned into a real crazy fierce bandit around whom other men that were tired of their own living conditions, very similar to his, began to gather with him. So he was like forming this like bandits.
It's like Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's like a group of bandits. Mm-hmm. There was a demand to join the bandit group, so like he was overrun with people that wanted to join this group. Mm-hmm. So he had to come up with a test of manhood, and so he decided that it would be like a strength test. So strength was measured by carrying sacks of grains on their back, and the fastest and strongest earned their place within his ranks. Well, this happened for years and years. He's building up different bandits, and they're like going out and like raiding. And as time goes on, men would bring in women. So instead of carrying grain, because grain could be something that they would use, it's also perishable, you would start carrying your loved one or your mate or whomever.
Well, they didn't. What I read is like they would steal women from the village. And
it doesn't say that on this one.
In Wikipedia,
I must have gotten the whitewashed version.
yeah. And
no, I didn't get any of them stealing women.
In Wikipedia, I read that the origins, there was like multiple origin stories, but like similar to this, but it said instead of stealing food, they'd also steal women from the villages.
That would make sense.
And then and run them back into the woods. And
wow.
So I'm like, the origin is rape.
Yeah.
It's
the rape race.
Which is puts. I'm sure like you said, they whitewashed
now that you're telling me that, like I just copied that quickly.
The origins were people going into villages and stealing women and taking them back to whatever their hideout
I don't know,
was.
Tom. Bandits usually draw the line with grain. I think they draw the line with grain.
And it was a rough times back then. But anyway, so the origins of rape, and then they now they do the wife carrying competition.
You want to see some of this?
Started in the 90s, and the reason I bring it up is because someone just won recently. Like they just had it recently, so they do it in Finland and the United States. Ross, so they.
Look how fast that guy's ripping.
So there's 3, I guess, and they add a water element to it, which is really funny.
Okay, and it's evolved to the point where there's a standardized grip where the lady kind of straddles the man backwards and has her legs locked around his front.
So that's called Estonian style.
Oh, yeah, this guy's other style. Yeah, this guy's Goofy Foot.
So there's piggyback.
There's regular and Goofy Foot.
Why wasn't this available for betting on the Hard Rock app? That's ridiculous.
You can watch the live stream.
So piggyback, fireman's carry, and the Estonian style, which is what everybody knows.
Which is ladies' nose to man's ass, basically.
yeah. It's she's upside down, and her face is to his ass or back, and her legs are wrapped around his head to hold on.
Which is bad enough, but then when they jump in that water feature, she's underwater.
Well, no, she takes her arms and pushes off of his ass, and then lifts her head out. Like, they just did that.
She's fighting for life because she's underwater. Otherwise,
she is fighting for life.
Well, one of the strategies I saw where she was holding her breath, and the guy was just save some.
I think
energy.
I could hold my breath.
Yeah. So
as Andrea plodded through the water, I think I could do that.
So they do this every year, and they do it in the United States. Although, like, it seems like Finland is the perfect place because
you know where it's really big, actually. And this was in the other research I did was in England. It's huge for whatever reason because they have a good sense of humor. And they kind of like, it's kind of, it's a cheeky contest, it is.
Now, I looked up the rules, and the person you're carrying has to be above 108 pounds. That's the minimum weight. And if they're below that, you have to carry like a weighted sack, like NASCAR, to get you to at least
but it has to
108.
look like truck nuts, and you have to hang it from the crotch of your pants.
It's like the Pinewood Derby. Like, if your car doesn't weigh enough, they put a little lead ingot in the bottom.
Yeah. It can weigh more than 108, but it has to be at least 108. Now, here's the sucky rule that kind of ruins it all. It doesn't have to be your spouse.
Yeah.
Which you
just bring any wife?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And here's the rule.
And thank you for using ingot. That's only used in video games. I appreciate that. Shout out to you.
The European rule is she has to be a different gender and above 17.
You know what I think?
And I was like,
in
17 is odd.
Excuse me, say it again?
Yeah. It could be a 17-year-old girl. And that's a European.
And they obviously had to make that rule because some asshole showed up with a baby.
Yeah. But also the fact that he didn't make it 18,
right.
I was like, oh, Europe.
17-year-old Brazilian. big ass.
But I feel like it has to be your wife for it to be legitimate.
Well, then it's not the wife. Then it's just some sort of weird partner running game.
Yeah.
You shouldn't call it. Yeah, it's got to be your wife.
But if you can explain to your wife that you're going to have another lady backwards straddle you and shove her nose up your ass, you kind of grandfather in, I'd say, if your wife approves.
Now, I did look up, I guess the current champion, it is his wife, but it doesn't have to be.
He's a traditionalist. I like that. I'm glad we got a traditionalist as the champion. It would be weird, right, if you won. It's kind of like when I see... All right, this is like really ignorant, but I'm okay saying it. I, as a young boy, when I would watch like figure skaters, especially the couples figure skating.
Yeah.
And then they'd get done, and then like I'm talking like when I was like 7 to like, this makes us simpleton hillbillies. Yeah. And I know you're
simpleton.
This is when Ross looks at both of us and goes, "You guys are fucking idiots." But this is why we're in business together. I was like, oh well, obviously he's holding her by her pussy. They're married or they're together. And then when I found out that the dude could be non-married or he's gay or she's gay or they're all gay, and then I'm like, well, hold on a goddamn second. He's holding her by the pussy. Hillbilly rules say that you are married.
When I was a kid and I found out they weren't really...
It fucked my brain up.
At least dating.
Right.
I was
like, this is weird.
Like, how could you not be? You're romantically ice dancing.
You're acting like you love her on the ice. You're holding her pussy. She's spinning around.
Oh, you don't even like pussy.
Oh, my God. You're touching it. Your hands in the pussy.
It's like me holding a dick. Right? to you.
But they do that too. And that's what really blew my mind. Right? Then you got a guy holding a dick, and I'm like, well, there it is. I was like, it all checks out.
Your center on the football team's basically touching the quarterback's dick the whole time.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The quarterback is touching.
Did you think the center and the quarterback were dating as a kid?
I might have. That's how stupid I was.
Okay, now there's another myth, thing from history, or this may be some straight up Game of Thrones. I'm not 100% sure. But there's this kind of ties in. There was there's a walled city, right? And they're besieged. And like they parlay, and the besiegers tell them, "Hey, listen, we'll let all the women leave, all right? Like as a sign of good faith, we'll let all the women leave, and they can take with them whatever they can carry, and we'll let them leave unmolested, go to another town or whatever." And so like they came to that agreement. So what happened was the women all said to their husbands, "Hop on my back," and so they all carried their husbands away and basically left the scene. And the dude like besieging the city was like, "Very clever. Go ahead."
Okay, all right. That's like one of those. That's That's like one of those like, hey, I'm gonna cut this kid in half.
Yeah.
And then like, no, let her have it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, then you must be the true mother because you did not want a hair harmed on the boy's head. Yeah, one of those. I love a good parable, and I love a king that will be like, you got me. You may proceed, but that never happens.
Sticks to his guns and goes by his word, even
When
though, like,
when have you ever really seen that? I don't know if I've ever seen that in real life where somebody's been like, well, you got me. Well, okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the Chinese with Trump and these tariffs, they rolled right over, boy.
The old boy you put on the end of that really made it great.
Thank you.
But you're like Game of Thrones and just the stereotype that everybody like. Obviously, it was a harder living, and there were rules, and like people were put to death easier. But I was like at the Vasa Museum, like the whole like this warship that they built like sunk 20 minutes into its maiden voyage or whatever, and like it took them years to build. And I was like, oh,
You know what they say about them Finnish warships?
well, it was a Swedish warship, but I don't even know if back in 1628, who knows
Where the line was, yeah.
But I was like, oh, for sure. I was telling my son before going, like, for sure, there's going to be in the history, like, whoever was in charge of building the ship or whoever's in charge of like the whole goddamn naval marina or whatever, like, was put to death. Like the king was like, oh, you're killing everybody because you embarrassed the Sweden or whatever. I was like, because it's 1628. I figured that, and then I read the story and they're like, they looked into it and there's nothing written down about what happened.
We are reasonable people.
They didn't hang them all.
Reasonable people.
And it didn't seem like no one was executed for this. And I was like, that is insane.
Also, it's insane to think, when did this happen? 1623?
1628 or something. Yeah,
1628.
1628.
It just happened in 2025. Not even a month ago, North Korea launched their newest warship. Remember, and it capsized. They took it off the fucking blocks, and they've been building this thing. It's supposed to be their crown jewel, and it capsized. And those heads are fucking rolling because that motherfucker fed his like brother-in-law to the dogs.
Strapped his uncle across an artillery gun.
Yeah.
And then the other one he fed like two like wild. He's like, I'll feed him to the wild dogs.
Yeah. That's some crazy shit.
Also, low key, I've always wanted to feed somebody to wild dogs. Like that's the way to take somebody out, right? Wild dogs. And you stand there and listen to them.
No,
as the wild dogs. No, you listen to them. Like in Shogun. Remember in Shogun? You watch Shogun? He's boiling those people. He likes to hear the people scream as they're boiling, so he knows the breaking point of a man.
One of the Hannibal books, the guy who does pigs. He's got like pigs that'll eat people.
Oh man.
Oh wow. I think I'd rather be eaten by dogs.
Hannibal stares him down.
I'd rather be eaten by dogs. Is more traditional. Eaten by pigs, I'm like, you fat motherfuckers, get off of me.
Because getting eaten by something that somebody's going to eat, you end up as bacon. That's rough.
Yeah. And you want something that eats you by the neck or kills you before it eats you. Like,
dude, that's the
worst. A pig starts at your feet.
Yeah, like a bear. Like there's animals that will eat you like no matter.
That's
which
the worst
way.
when the lion takes the gazelle down, then it starts on like the back hoof, and like you can see the head still going like, "Hey, I'm here." That's the worst.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. All right, that's a great place to segue out of here.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got other stuff to talk about. I have it's kind of a new bit I've been working on where I try to say
1 minute of comedy.
my point without sounding extremely racist.
I like that.
Like, it's not meant to be racist. It sounds a lot more racist than it is.
Gotcha.
But it's a logical entertainment point that I think would help this
we'll be
show.
back with racist logical entertainment points.
We used to do the opposite of this. My wife, sometimes she'd say something that was like kind of maybe casually racist, and I thought and I'd say, now say it as an old prospector. If you say it like as an old prospector, it's a lot more clear.
That's true. Yeah, I like that. Guys, the name of the band is Mercy Music. The name of the song is Big Fucking Mess. We will be right back. That is Ended with Life Sublime. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross McCoy's here.
Hey!
Are you going to be anywhere this weekend, Ross?
Check out the Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross McCoy. Me and my producer Logan are going to record one today. There'll be a freshie up real soon. He just opened for Heather Shaw in Colorado. We're going to catch up and see
Logan
how
did.
that went. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Very, very cool.
At Looney's in Colorado Springs.
And he's been sticking with the comedy for a long time.
He's
now,
been doing
right?
good. He came, to town in December, and I got to see him perform, and he was really good for a newbie. He had
Awesome.
his stuff together, and he's been practicing. There's a pretty good scene where he's at in Colorado, and he just opened for Heather Shaw, so we're going to catch
check
up
out
on
the show.
The Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross McCoy.
Yeah, and get to know Ross and Logan, his producer.
So before I tell you about my Squid Game take, me and Daniel were talking about Gary Coleman from Different Strokes, and I think he's what is that called? Posthumously in the news? Is that posthumously in the news? And then he died a long time ago. Fell down the stairs.
Is that what happened?
It was suspicious.
Is it what happened?
A lot of people have conspiracy theories about it, and then recently his ex-wife, I guess, even when he died, she was technically his ex-wife, which is weird that she still had the decision to take him off life support, but I guess maybe he
I think
had
that
her
was
on
by his own accord.
Like-
I mean, it seemed like that they had their issues, and that there were.
if you fill out the paperwork and you put her name on there, even if it's your ex-wife, she still is on the paperwork to make those decisions or whatever. That's how it works.
I think so.
And if you don't have any closer family, she's just by default the next closest sometimes. I had a friend that happened to. He died.
I
and
honestly
his
think
wife,
that's what it
even though
is.
they were divorced, his wife was just the next close of kin.
Oh,
and so
okay.
she ended up getting everything. And
I think that's
taking
what
care
it
of
is.
everything.
I think that this guy was.
There's no other family.
I don't
there.
know if he had anybody else.
So, and she.
I know how you feel, Gary.
Yeah, they tried to find Mr. Drummond, but they couldn't.
She was on the show that came out yesterday. That it's a lie detector show where they put people on this lie detector and then televise the results
I like
or
this.
whatever.
I like this.
And so,
Well, there's always been, and I've been watching a lot of interviews all morning, and there was even one with Gary's fellow actor Todd Bridges, who was on Vlad TV, the famous YouTuber. And they were talking about, him falling down the stairs. And even Todd Bridges was like, I don't know how you fall down 3 stairs and there's blood everywhere.
Well-
And then, Todd seems to paint the whole thing in a very mysterious and almost unsolved mystery sort of light. And it seems like there has been this cloud of unsolved, almost a murder mystery, if you will, that's been cloaked over this Gary Coleman death for many, many years, right? This isn't a new thing.
yeah.
Like the rumor that Gary Coleman, because they had multiple domestic violence against each other.
Yeah, it wasn't a rosy relationship.
I bet the sex
to
was
begin
good.
with.
I bet the sex was good.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would watch it too. I
Interesting.
watched the Vern Troyer. I watched the Vern Troyer just to see if it looks like me, and it does not. I was like, I'm in the clear.
Gary Coleman falling downstairs. Gary Coleman in a violent fight with a woman. I wish you guys will stop naming horrible things that just make me laugh inside. Please stop.
How about Gary Coleman jumping on top of a car as a security guard and refusing to let them drive? We watched that video.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, by the
No.
way. Like,
Actually, I
it
felt-
goes to show you that we've
he
been
was doing his job.
desensitized.
Yeah, he was doing his job, and I vouched for Gary in the security guard video.
It wasn't crazy.
Everybody painted him in the Gary Coleman security guard video. Like people were trying to get on the set of a Pamela Anderson movie or something, and Gary just happened to be a security guard. He had taken up a job as a security guard at the studio.
Yeah.
And this car was going to drive through the lot, and then Gary jumped on the car, and then everybody's like, "Oh, look at this wild midget going crazy." It's like, no, he was just doing his job.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But also, that's another thing that me and Daniel talked about. When someone who used to, obviously he fell in hard times, he blew through all his Different Strokes money, which was a lot. I guess at one time he was getting paid $70K an episode back then, which was a lot.
Jesus
But
Christ.
so he blew through it, and then he had to get a job, and he got a job as a security guard. And that was part of the whole story. I remember.
If you're Gary Coleman sitting in the kitchen with the want ads, security guard, I don't think that's.
yeah. There's probably a buddy gave it. He knew.
Well, it
someone
was
on
on the lot, right? Think
Yeah.
about it. It's
Yeah. So
somebody
someone threw him a
there-
bone.
Yeah, somebody there threw him a bone.
But that's what me and Daniel came to the conclusion that he must be, or
it's
he
like
must
what
have
we
been
did for Lee.
He,
You know,
no,
so you gotta
no,
throw
no,
him
no.
a bone sometime.
It must have been a real dickhead. And there's a lot of stories. And
That
in
checks
fact,
out.
In fact, there was a crazy story that who was it?
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon had told on Howard Stern about like Gary Coleman kind of being a monster.
Do you know that story?
No.
Yeah, they had
Like
the
he was
same.
grabbing at her.
They had
and
the same agent and Molly Shannon, like they met, and then like the agent like lined it up for them just to meet and hang out, which is very common, like you connect and you network and stuff like that. But this, like Molly Shannon, like I guess went up to his room and then he did the move where he's like, "Come on, sit on the bed," and then
boy.
she like sat on the bed and apparently he was like bouncing on the bed like a child and then like wrapping his whole body around her,
trying to grab
and
at
trying
her.
to grab
She
her
was running.
titties and like he's
Yeah,
like poking at her and stuff.
He was testing her out for the wife carry. Obviously, he was looking for a partner, and that's part of the process.
So
The
but-
idea of Gary Coleman jumping on a bed trying to get at Molly Shannon is hilarious to me for some
How
reason.
about Gary Coleman carrying a woman across that course? I mean, come on.
But the fact that the only job he can get within that industry is security guard, like nobody else offered him anything else. Like there had to be some other job. Like if you work in
catering
TV,
did offer him a job, but he couldn't reach the top of the table. So
I was gonna say like there's
He has a difficult.
something-
You could tell he has a difficult personality.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
can
yeah.
like in interviews with him, like when he is pushed or when you like it's almost like a stunted maturity.
and maybe they had like other jobs available, and they were like, the only thing for your temperament, you can kind of be a security guard.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like
Do
tell
Do you
people
want
to
to see
fuck
the
off,
reveal?
you know?
Oh, I want Ross to see let's play the reveal of.
Oh, this is the lie detector
yeah,
show?
the lie
Oh, okay,
detector.
yeah.
Okay, so his wife took a lie detector test, and they'll kind of walk you through the thing. But like this is like to kind of, I guess, pull back the curtain on this age-old mystery that everybody's thought that she has murdered, Gary Coleman. Here we go.
On the critical questions.
Correct.
The exam had to do with Gary's fatal fall.
Okay.
I asked you the following relevant questions on this test. Did you physically cause Gary's fall? And you answered no.
Right.
I also asked you, did you physically cause Gary to fall that day? And you answered no. And the results are, you failed that exam with deception indicated to those relevant questions. Let me say that again. You failed the exam.
You better check your records again, baby.
So it's
You
bizarre
ain't
that she
getting me
responded
with
like
no-
that instead of like, no, what that must be wrong, or whatever. It's just like, okay. Now,
Sounds like the mummy.
now, obviously, this is not admissible in any sort of legal and
That's why she did the show.
so
right?
And they paid her, right?
Yes,
That's what I
they paid her.
said, yeah.
And in deeper dives, I looked, and Gary Coleman was conscious after his accident, and for a small period of time.
But she
in the hospital,
but she
even in
kicked
the
him
hospital,
to death.
Well, even in the hospital, so he must have told the police, "I fell down the stairs." Like, so there was no reason to suspect any foul play, and that's why it was just the case closed. So none of this matters really.
Yeah.
And this doesn't even prove, but it does kind of prove that she must have had something
Well,
to
he
do
says
with
that.
it.
Hold on. Listen to what he said. Yeah,
So
listen
it's
to
like-
what he says. He says exactly what you're saying.
It can be like this is not a exact science, obviously, but
No.
but the FBI but I think anybody who knows this science will be like, yeah, but she was not being truthful.
Here, listen to what
Okay.
listen to what he says.
Regarding Gary's fall. What are your thoughts?
That's false.
There's two things I know for sure, Shannon. One, you were not completely honest with me yesterday during this polygraph session. And two, the other thing I know that's 100% certain is that there is more to this story that hasn't been told.
Lie detector.
Okay, there you go. Lie detector. Lie detector. I like how they come in. Listen to how hot they come in with the
Yeah.
lie detector. Man, they're getting you.
Two, the other thing I know that's 100% certain is that there is more to this story that hasn't been told.
Lie detector.
Lie detector. You've been lie detected, motherfucker.
But even that guy, he's got two things he's 100% certain of. Neither one of them is that she killed Gary Coleman.
No, but on the other hand, why is she lying about?
Lie detector, all it is like a graph of how
I know.
much stress you're under while the guy's asking
Would
questions.
I be the
you
worst
know?
to take a lie detector because everything gives me a baseline high level of stress?
They say they can dial it in and tell where your baseline is and when you're going above it or whatever.
Yeah.
But all it is recording like how stressed you are at any certain
Because
point.
they take
and, like,
baseline readings, right?
Yeah, they ask you truthful
supposedly.
questions, and then so no matter even if you're, but that's
What
why
if I lie to the truthful questions though?
Well, they make it so you can't. They're like, "Are you a male?"
No.
or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, but I'm saying yes as I'm thinking no.
But they only have that sample size of like
Yes.
you sitting in a chair all strapped up
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
being interrogated by a goddamn police officer. So like, it's not a science.
And again, he was conscious after he fell, and if what he would have probably said like, "My wife pushed you," or he was trying to save her and didn't want to.
Well, that's the thing is that the
You know.
other beef is that when she called 911, people say she didn't sound like anything had happened. Here's a little bit of that.
Yeah, just the emergency. Yeah, 892 East. In what city? Santa Fe, Utah. What's the problem? Tell me what's happened. I just saw I had my husband go make me some food downstairs. He just got home. I heard this big bang. I went downstairs, blood everywhere. I don't know if he's okay. I'm not down there right now because I have seizures. If I get stressed out, I'm gonna seize.
I'm not down there right now. I have seizures. If I get stressed out, I'm gonna seize. I can't go check on him. I'm sorry. I'm using that with Andrea, dude. I'm using that one. I gotta get a note somehow. Maybe Dr. Powers can help me out with something. I need a note for that, but I'm like, look, I can't. Like,
You saw him down there,
edit that commercial.
head
I'm like, I
bleeding.
can't. I have seizures. I can't do it.
I would like to fully reverse course. That phone call is fishy as hell.
Oh, really?
Anytime you're calling 911 and giving them a narrative like, my husband just got home, I didn't see him, I heard a big bang, and then I went to investigate, and on the way, I was like,
And I
that
get seizures. Boy, do I.
you're setting up, like, if you like come into a room and somebody's been shot with a gun, you fall to your knees and like, is it okay? And then you call, no, somebody's been shot. Like, I don't know, I came into the room and somebody was shot and there was blood everywhere. That's bullshit you're making up on the spot.
Yeah.
Trying to get on the record.
Yeah, 892 East. In what city? Santa Fe, Utah.
Also, if someone is laying on the ground bleeding that you were married to, or like you're still, you have a relationship with, you run up to them and see if they're all right.
Well,
right?
Now wait. She gives
You
the.
just
now
stand
you're
at
gonna
the
hear
top.
her.
You're like,
You're
we'll
gonna
call the
hear.
cops.
She'll give the excuse for the seizures, and then she'll do it again later because even the 911 lady's like, you can't go down there and like check. Like, listen.
Stop the bleeding.
I just saw I had my husband go make me some food downstairs. He just got home. I heard this big bang. I went downstairs, blood everywhere. I don't know if he's okay. I'm not down there right now because I have seizures. If I get stressed out, I'm gonna seize. Okay, what? Do you know what happened? Did he fell? His head is bloody. There's blood all over the floor. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I just heard this bang and I went down there. He's on the floor. And what type of bang? Huh? What type of bang? What type of what? What type of bang? Like, was it like a crash? Like he fell? Like he fell, yeah. Send someone quick because I don't even know if he's like going to be alive because there's a lot of blood on the floor. Is there any way you can go down there at all? I'll try. I don't know. I mean, I can't. How old is your husband?
I'll try. I don't know. These legs aren't moving. I mean, I'm telling them they're not going anywhere. I don't think I'm going to make it down there. I'm just letting you.
She did. Right?
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. I am
But he
giving
fucked up.
a
He must have
signal
said-
to my legs, and they're just nothing's happening. I'm sorry.
He must have fucked up and said to the cops, like, I fell myself. And then once he died after, the cops are like, well, wait, there's no way, because we have it on record that he said, I fell myself or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Although that was never part of the story. We're like,
No.
But the part of the story was he was conscious
Now
and he
here's
was
the
able
part of
to
the
speak
story,
after.
And I know this isn't my place on the show, and I just want everybody to know
But
that.
what if all he was able to say was, I don't know what happened?
and I don't want anybody thinking I'm trying to steal your thunder. But I've heard that this man is a monster, and maybe maybe it was time. Maybe it was time to go to the fly to the angels. Maybe it was time to fly to the angels.
An old yeller?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can only put up with so much and so much mental abuse, and know what? Why don't you go make me a ham and cheese, and we're sending you on your way.
It is super suspicious.
It is.
And but there's something to be said about where if like. This seems like, hey, this should be investigated more, or like should open the case. But if
I don't think we care enough
but
because he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
If no
That's
one
what I'm
cares
saying.
enough,
he burned so many bridges. Name one person other than Todd Bridges that says he was an awesome dude. Nobody says he was an awesome dude. Anybody that was with him in the surreal house, remember when he was in that? He was an asshole. I'm not saying he deserved death. Nobody deserves death. But, some people do for other reasons. Not for these reasons.
Yeah, not for being an asshole.
Not for being an asshole.
And I think cops will open up a cold case where there was no solving to it, but when they got solved with the good green stamp on the front, I don't think they're reopening that.
And maybe there's just no getting out of it if you say I fell down the stairs, no matter what. If you're just hey, I fell down the stairs, and they're like, well, maybe.
And then you die, and then it's you're if there's no other witnesses of you said you did it, your wife said that
maybe
it's even if she fails the lie detector, it's all fishy. There's nothing.
Let me
you
make
can
it
do.
romantic. They did have a terrible relationship. They were not good for each other, but he truly loved her, and his gift to her at the end was no matter what, even if you're trying to harm me and kill me, I'm still not going to harm you. I love you. I love you that much.
Oh, abusive relationships.
No, yeah.
Or it could be way simpler. Okay, so let's say she pushed him. He falls down the stairs. She does this call that's in my mind as good as a confession, on tape. And then he ends up in the hospital conscious and able to talk. But when they ask him what happened, he says, "I don't know." And then they're like, "Did you fall down the stairs?" And he's like, "I guess so. I don't know."
Right.
He's got a traumatic brain injury. Maybe he doesn't know what fucking happened. Or
You're right,
remember her strangling him and throwing him down the stairs or whatever happened.
He did have a traumatic brain injury, which led to a coma, which then...
Well, the coma was because he watched porno with that old man.
He could have been just conscious
That's a
enough.
different Strokes joke.
The bike guy.
Yeah.
It's always a bike guy.
Yeah, it was the bike guy.
It's always a bike
He watched
guy.
porno with the bike guy.
And he unraveled his penis
It was
like
Mickey Mouse with a
Mouse.
mega cock. It was Mickey Mouse with a mega
I remember
cock.
watching that as a kid, and I was like, whoa.
And I kind of remember
Why are you putting this on the show I watched?
he got away, but his friend got left behind, right? And basically molested, didn't he?
Did his friend get
I
molested
think
in that?
so. It was two of them. He got
And
away.
he felt bad about that, so
Yeah.
that's why he had her kill him. I can't take anything seriously. I like the fact that our show from here on out, I think we should go and go and solve 10-year-old
Celebrity
murders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's solve celebrity murders.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Now-
I like kicking these ideas around.
If
Name
enough
one person that likes Gary Coleman, please. Name one person that has something good other than Todd Bridges to say about Gary Coleman.
If enough internet pressure, with the local authorities, sometimes they will open up cases. I
don't think anybody cares about Gary.
A cold case where there hasn't been a solution to it.
Yeah.
Where they're still looking for the murderer. Yeah, they'll open that or find some fresh evidence in that. But
Does it frustrate everyone that now we're getting a lot of documentaries on things that are solved? And the documentary is but
Maybe
what
not.
if? If the murderer was somebody? And then I'm like, don't even fucking tell me that.
Serial.
Yeah.
Serial was one of the first one, probably the most. That's the biggest one.
They got that guilty ass dude out of jail for a
No,
minute.
yeah. But then they've run out of actual mysteries and then started with pseudo conspiracies.
Yeah.
Where the police officers have already, the cases have already been solved.
Like those Manhattan alien lights.
And then
that thing was a bunch of nothing. I watched.
The worst is when you're watching these documentaries and they interview only social media influencers.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, what do these people fucking know? It's just
Now
a
I'm
person-
watching World's Craziest, and then they've got some dumb comedian on there that's making a joke about some fat black lady that jumps across the counter at the judge.
So I think I've told you guys before about The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, the show that me and my wife got addicted to for a minute. And the dude that owns that property that I guess probably finances the show and everything for the History Channel or whatever it's on. His name is Brandon Fugel. And he's a Mormon guy with more money than God. And he has this security guy called Dragon on the show that follows him with a gun and everything. He also owns this company that they just cloned dire wolves.
Oh,
they got dire
yeah.
wolf
Oh,
DNA.
yeah.
I think it's called Colossal Inc. or something like that. I forget. They just announced now they're going to try and clone a moa, which is this big ostrich-looking
Peter Jackson's
motherfucker.
obsessed with moas.
It's this big.
It's his collection that they're getting the DNA from.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know this story.
Colossal Inc.
Peter Jackson is fucking obsessed with these ostrich. Tell
Didn't
the story.
ancient humans used to hunt them to extinction or something like that? It's
There's that debatable and kind of up in the air.
But they're mega
depending on how you believe.
ostriches, right?
They're mega murder ostriches, basically. They got these fucking murder claws
Hell
and
yeah.
and beaks that would just eviscerate you, and they're gonna try and revive them.
Peter Jackson.
They're like a dinosaur, right?
Peter Jackson has the
Just
biggest
short.
collection of moa artifacts,
fragments
in the world,
Yeah.
and they came to him, and then they did some interview with him because I still, I listen to news all the time, and the dude, he's like there's a real big in the scientific community. It's the first time that I've ever seen almost equally opposing people, where you have one side where they're like, we need to do this. This is great. And
bring back extinct creatures.
And then you do have another side with facts that are like, this is not a good idea.
Horrible idea.
This is a horrible
They're extinct
idea
for a reason.
Yeah, and they're like,
no, that's just because you're afraid of Jurassic Park. Or
no, that's not what
you, but
that's not what they're saying.
Oh,
They're saying more like lower level, like if those animals needed to be around, then the infrastructure and the stuff that they need, they would be around, but we don't have it on Earth like that now. So to bring them back would almost be like
a disservice to the species.
Yeah, you're bringing back something that can't survive.
But we're going to put it behind bars and go look at it.
And if it gets out, we'll kill it.
So like right when we decided to stop doing that to whales at SeaWorld, we're now going to just bring to life a whole race of creatures to do it to.
That's sort of the thing. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with Jurassic Park and them going crazy. It has more to do with like they don't. I don't know.
But if we have the technology, how awesome would it be to see a moa?
You know what side I'm on. I'm like, I want to own a moa.
Team moa. Yeah. Can you imagine riding a murder bird around? Like,
dude, it's the modern day tauntaun. Isn't that thing that what's the thing that Luke Skywalker has to cut open and get inside of? By the way, Star Wars.
Yeah.
That part of that movie is the reason. You know what? I'm having a moment. I'm having a memory moment.
Yeah.
If you want to know why I fucking hate Star Wars, it's that moment. That was his fucking vehicle and his confidant and his companion. And in order to live, he had to cut the thing open and crawl in its guts, and it died. And that fucked me up as a kid.
That's been a popular thing in movies. Like
I don't like it. It fucked me up.
The Reverend,
although if I was dying, I'd cut Dansby right open and put him on my head. If he'll save my life, I'd wear him as a hat right in the snow. I ain't dying.
The Revenant.
Oh yeah, you know what I meant.
But it makes me think like
our mispronunciation this week has been all time high.
This dude is just straight up cloning, and he's like basically does have a Jurassic Park going. Like he's got a good start at a Jurassic Park if anybody does, and he also the Skinwalker Ranch of it all, which is like atmospheric disturbances and UFOs and weird like ground-based phenomenon too. And so like, is there any truth to that?
No, I know. There's been a lot of like people have been yelling online about like, see, these conspiracy theories are real, believe them. But then it's like, yeah, well, maybe some are real, but the majority, just because one's real, they end up being real, doesn't mean the rest,
So look for the ones with the preponderance.
Speaking in definitives and absolutes, a bunch of idiots.
So look for the ones with the preponderance of evidence. And here's this billionaire throwing money at this weird property because of weird shit going on. And like, it seems to suggest maybe there is some weird shit going on. More than that goddamn treasure hole or whatever. They never found anything in that fucking thing, right?
That's true.
Okay, before we're gonna break, I'll tell you.
You look reluctant to say this. It's okay.
Well, it sounds racist again, and I don't mean it to be.
This is a safe space. I'm wearing my safety pin jeans.
It goes back to I'm just a simpleton hillbilly from.
Wait a minute,
Florida.
that's my excuse.
Well, yes, everybody's excuse.
Put your straw hat on, Tom.
So I watched the final season of Squid Game, and
3% more squid.
I don't even know how many seasons are there.
This is the third.
I make fun of everything on television. I think it all sucks dicks.
And given the fact that I haven't heard like one word about there being a third season of Squid Game, I imagine it's completely out of the popularity.
I thought we were still on 2. I gotta be honest. I thought we were still on Squid 2.
So you've pushed through where other people have just like left this behind.
Yeah, I think so.
You're on Squid 3.
Okay.
And me and Krista watched it. And
so who did they reveal who the big Overlord Corporation is that runs the game yet?
No,
because I'm just guessing.
I'm not gonna ruin it. But
they'll just circle it back around.
Trump, right?
One of the contestants was one of the contestants' sister. There's always a connection back to somebody that's competing in it. Look, I know how you Koreans and all you Japanese and you Asians write your reveals.
So,
it's very everything can't be Old Boy, guys.
It is Korean, and obviously
spoiler.
Either subtitled or dubbed.
I like to make that decision during the movie.
Dubbed in, we watched the dubbed in English version,
right? Because you're Philistines.
Yeah. Again,
which is hard to watch because all the voices are done by Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hard to watch.
It does make it adds an element of corniness to it. I'm not sure why. Just because I think just the like obviously it's a Korean show, so when you translate into English, we're taking it as corny, but I don't think it's intended. I think it's more serious. But when it's dubbed and like when it's translated to English, it comes off of corny because there's no way to perfectly translate a language.
A lot of times they're not watching what they're dubbing, especially if they don't have a lot of money. So that's why you would get a lot of American anime where the lead character talks like this, where he's like, "Hey, let's all get on the spaceship and blast off and go to the sun." You know, like everything is like really, and a lot of those were Koreans that have really good English, and when they over enunciate, it sounds very DJ.
Yeah. So there could be some of that, could be some of Lost in Translation, whatever. So but the point is,
sometimes they straight up change the script, because I watch like an anime with a dub and the subtitles, and sometimes they're just completely different.
Yeah, I mean, the chat room's saying that in order to watch Squid Game correctly, you probably should have read it and left the Korea on there. I know. Not in your country. I understand. Yeah, he
just watching it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so he also borrows for his Netflix Hank Williams Jr.'s password. So it doesn't have subtitles.
and so here's my racist suggestion that just to simplify it
how about a rebel flag themed background on Netflix?
So
White History Month.
As we're watching now, this doesn't happen to smarter people like my wife, where she's like, well, she's like, I can't wait to see what happens to Sung Young,
Takashi Kanta,
Sung Young, or
some young boy. Yeah, come up some. I wonder what happened to come up some young boy.
Wow. And then I'm like, who? And she's like, the main character,
like a lot of us.
And I'm like, I can't follow their names. I don't know who's who.
Okay,
because their names aren't
You're
familiar.
My dad. Congratulations, your dad R did it. I can't watch a goddamn Asian wrestling. I can't watch this New Japan, Dan Lee.
Because their names are unfamiliar.
I can't watch this Hong Kong Phooey.
I'm just not used to them, that I can't understand who is who.
You gotta open your mind.
Like I know the name. I know the characters.
You have a block there.
Like I'm like the leader.
There's the guy in the blue shirt.
The detective's friend.
There's the guy with the long hair.
And I'm like,
so you don't have a name for them at all? So when they say their name, they're like, Sun Yi, come to the temple. You're like, I got nothing.
Yeah, I can't then go back to like, who's this? So like if you gave me a test, I'm like, who's this? I'm like, I don't know, the sister. Like
so you're not really
I'm like the baby's mama.
Then
like,
you're not paying attention.
I am because I'm too dumb to understand a different culture's names.
But like,
wow, I don't know if I would have said that. I ain't never had a real bed before. That's the dumbest fucking thing ever said on the show.
That's okay, like episode 3, season 1, but like season 3, you've been with these characters long enough.
Yes, I know it should. That's what my wife tells me. She's like, why can't you remember his name? Because I'm like, they're not familiar. And then I said, okay,
love. What is this concept of love?
So here's my racist suggestion: if you're already dubbing it in English, just use Billy and Frank. Just use an American name that I can.
An equivalent. I'm okay with that.
I'm like the Detective Brothers Frank.
I do like an equivalent.
the lead character's Andy.
It doesn't have to be corny. Like so what you do is, here, help me, I'll do the math. Like, so if the name is, let's say the name is Takai. Okay, that's the name, Takai. Let's just say.
Sure.
So you have to do the math in Korea of how popular that name is, and then pick a man's name in North America that Takai is like a Steve.
Okay, there's a Young Ho. Right, and then
yes,
because
there is.
Because
17, we were talking about the wife.
It's like this is Young Ho, and that's you think it'd be easy, but I can't because I'm not familiar with Korean names. Like so, I can't remember.
It sounds like all the joke ones you have like down pat.
Yeah, I don't write down. I see it. He wrote down Ho down 5 times.
I couldn't even tell you which one's Young Ho because I just
cut your ear.
Just say Sally.
That
sorry.
girl. Well, I like it.
I don't mean it to be racist. I'm just saying I'm too dumb.
I don't think it's racist.
And I think a lot of people are dumb like me.
But I don't think it's racist. Did you have a problem in Game of Thrones? Because I had a problem in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
The names were too... Like, the only ones I could really get were, like, little fingers or whatever, little feet.
If someone calls, big for nothing.
And then the ugly one, and then the fat guy.
But 3 seasons
Hodor.
in,
I got
3 seasons in, you knew who Bronn the Sellsword was. because they're white.
And then Brienne of Tarth.
Oh, my favorite,
Dude,
personal favorite.
Even
Bear
at
Island,
at
dude.
her homeliest, all day long, she could carry me in Finland all day long.
If all the girls on Bear Island are like that, that's where
and
I
you know
want to
she's
live.
a really famous supermodel.
Yeah.
Super duper famous supermodel.
Yeah.
So pretty.
The problem is I always know her as Brienne of Tarth now, and even in Severance.
Yeah.
Like she's in Severance.
I forgot she's
I'm like,
in
Brienne of Tarth is here. I was like, I can't get enough. Like, typecasting is real.
What's
Like,
the girl's name that played the king of all and is in Last of Us? What's her name?
Oh, yeah. A Buzz Lightyear.
Mrs. Potato Head. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I don't think that
take a
was
break.
racist. That was more about intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give
I'm
you a
saying
pass
to
on
myself,
that one.
I'm
Yeah.
too dumb. I need a Frank or an Andy.
They have 85 options in the subtitles anyway. Why not just like American in parentheses, like real American?
I need a real American.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan's a real American subtitle.
And I'll be embarrassed
Every
when
voice is Hulk Hogan.
Hey, what's up, brother? Oh, watch out for the squid, brother.
I'm embarrassed to admit it. I'm telling you something that I should be embarrassed by, and I am. I'm just saying that other
We could
people,
form an allegiance, brother.
I know that there's other Toms out there that are too dumb to follow traditional Korean names and know who's who.
Yeah.
And get
I don't even
confused.
watch it.
Yeah.
And you speak for those Toms.
I'm speaking for the Toms out there. Let's take a break.
Yes.
When we come back, we got a bunch of emails that we never gone through, and we need to get out of here.
I'm going to tell that prank story real quick. Too.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
tell that.
Ross tried to prank me, and I'll tell you, I was super disappointed.
Oh, okay. I don't know this
Okay.
story. The name of the band is End It. The name of the song is Life Sublime. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time after this. Groovy, right?
Yep.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Ross McCoy is here.
All I've been listening to is Kubla Khan, Texas, Dan. Like when I wake up in the morning and hit the road, that's like all I need to get me going.
Is that this is
That was a pick of the week
You
for
ever
me.
heard any Kubla Khan?
Yeah, it was a former pick of the week.
Yeah,
I've
Kubla
never even heard of
Khan.
that.
Let's see if I can pull them up fast here.
I was gonna say we started working with a new merch company called Hittin' Skins,
Yeah.
and they finished our new Tom and Dan straw hats and Tom and Dan sun shirts. BDMs. Now we don't know when exactly this is going to be released. Our merchman has to pick it up today.
Sit at your keyboard and wait.
But we will give BDMs the first option.
Yes.
We will put it on the BDM page. We'll send
5
out a
minutes
text.
lead.
By the way, you can apply to our texting service. It's free.
Yep.
What's the number again?
The number is 1-844-TOMNDAN, which is, hold on.
Yeah, because if you just text BDM to this number, that registers you.
It is 1-844-866-6326. You would think that'd be burned in my brain, but it is not.
But we never use it that much, so you're not going to be inundated with text. But when new merch comes out or events,
Yeah, subscribe to it. We never use it, so if you
we
subscribe
will-
to it, we will never send you anything, which is a reason to subscribe because we won't bother you.
Give me a login. I'll start sending out silver alerts when I see them. Just let people know, spread the word.
I laugh at silver alerts. I really do. I laugh at them.
I got a new doctor, and every day I get an email like, "Hey, your appointment's on Monday. Send one to confirm." And I do one. Yeah. And then the next day is like your appointment. Then it says write confirm to confirm or no.
They're really.
And then every day I get one.
Are you a flake? You're a flaker.
No.
Like we said in the first
Yeah,
segment, you're
the
one of
first
those
time-
goddamn mode to win flakers. You're not going to show up to the skating rink.
But I'm like, please get me out of here. Like, it's like, quit asking me.
They probably want you to fill out your form in advance, and you're skipping that part.
Oh, okay. So they just keep her.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you finally got a new doctor. Who's your doctor? Who was his
No,
name?
I have no idea.
Girl, guy?
some lady. Yeah.
Hey, I like a lady
It was
doctor.
whoever would take me. I'm like, I just need my drugs. I don't care who it is.
I like a
I
lady
don't know.
doctor. The first thing I do when I get a lady doctor is first time I meet them, naked on the table.
I'm like, the internet will tell me everything. I don't need an actual doctor.
Yeah, you were trying to talk me this morning about like you're gonna be your own doctor, right?
Yeah, because they always tell you bed rest and plenty of liquids. Like if it's
that.
anything else, you go to the
He
ER.
was trying to talk me into. He's like, hey, this whole I know you got a hip
Just
replacement.
let me
and
get my
everything.
own medications. If I'm in pain, I'll.
Literally, they
throw
have
it
the
out.
drugs on a leash.
Like one of those bin places, like where you get nuts. Let me just go in. I'll scoop my own
that'd be
almonds.
good, yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
What happened to Bulk Nation? COVID killed that, right? right?
Lucky's had a bunch of that when they were in town.
Yeah.
Just order it straight from Big Adderall.
You know what, Lucky's? We got Lucky's Market in town. Everybody's like, oh, you got to go to Lucky's. Oh, Dan,
was
go to
pretty
Lucky's.
awesome.
And then I went to Lucky's one time during the pandemic, and then they all closed up.
Yeah,
and
real
then it
quick.
was like, okay, well, they're gone.
Dude, they had the best bacon. Last time I went to the doctor, they texted me forever about filling out the forms. It was like, respond yes to...
That's what
and
Mo
then-
is doing.
and
You got to fill out the form.
fill out the forms online. So I did it. I filled out the forms. I showed up day of. They handed me a clipboard to fill out. And I was like, I filled out the forms online. The lady was like, yeah, okay. Just gave me the clipboard. I had to fill out the forms again. I don't know. It drives me crazy.
And they're like, I'm just going down and putting no. I'm not reading every single question. That
It was like, oh, why are you here? Are you in pain? And he said, no. Like, see, you got to read that stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, no one's even reading it. No one's ever.
Do you want to have a doctor see you today? No. You got to read that
It's a
stuff.
bunch of.
Now they trick you because there's the whole checklist where you think it's all no, and then one of
They
them,
do- yeah,
one of
they
them, they're
reverse
like,
it.
have you ever not been to Africa and eaten human flesh? And then you check no, and suddenly you're in, and
Knew
then they
it.
got you.
So Ross did the most disappointing thing to me, which is alert me of a prank he tried to pull before I actually fell for it. Which I was going to ask you, why did you all of a sudden?
I don't even know this story.
Okay.
Okay, so when was this?
Okay, so I get
3rd of July.
I get fireworks from Pyro Spot every year, and Ross and the actual showroom in the warehouse is like I can see people that go every year just go to the warehouse. Like next year,
It's just
they're doing it at the
better,
warehouse.
right, yeah.
It's super easy.
Oh, Craig's shitting himself that you're saying that right now.
Oh,
But, yeah, no. The last couple of years you come to the tent and pick stuff up, but this year we opened up. Either you could shop at the warehouse
Yeah.
or order online. And so Tom hit me up like 3rd of July and was like, hey, last year came in the tent, got a bunch of big stuff, and it was too much for my setup. I can't do that again this year. Nothing but fountains.
Because
Only fountains.
Nothing but
That's
fountains.
I would go to the
embarrassing.
wizard's house and I took a bunch of mortars. It was really the parachute. I started setting off the parachute.
Well, why don't
ones.
you
Oh,
just
yeah,
a
Parachute
happy
Battalion.
medium? Why don't you just do a happy medium?
I know.
Parachute Battalion will ruin a neighborhood relationship. It just coats the neighborhood.
It's
in parachutes.
badass,
It's
though.
the best. I
Yeah.
love it. I
The
try to sell.
parachutes are dope.
I'll do it in my own neighborhood because my neighbors know. I've developed a certain amount.
I have an
of,
idea.
Yes.
I wanted to do Parachute Nation. Is it
Parachute Battalion.
Parachute Battalion versus the Gatling gun.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Can we do that?
That's a great idea.
When do you wanna do it?
I got a key to the warehouse. Let's go.
Let's do it. Will you do that? with me?
As the
Yeah.
parachutes come down,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Gatling gun
Yeah.
trying to shoot them out
Just
there.
mowing them
Yeah,
down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you
that's
call it.
awesome.
When do you want to do it? We'll do it for content.
I have a key to the warehouse. We can do whatever we want.
Let's do it for content.
That
that
is
would be
awesome.
so
Yes.
fun.
Yes, that
And
is
we'll
awesome.
let one listener come with us. You can win, but you got to do something for charity. You got to be good. You got to do something for the children.
So because I'm doing it at the wizard's house, I was like, we'll do all
I
fountains
understand.
and
You are a good, you're a good host and you're a good guest. You don't want to the last thing you wanted to do is to do what you did the one time at your house where all of the parachutes went to Suntan Sally's.
No, I'll do it at my house again.
No, but it doesn't, like Ross said, it doesn't make you a popular person.
I think it was a noise issue, like a noise. You didn't want to be as loud as last year.
One of the ones he had
mortars-
last year was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just the neighbor. It seemed to piss off the neighbor, so I was like, we'll do all fountains. Which it turns out the other neighbors are doing more crazy, and then it's like
Yeah, there's always somebody in the neighborhood.
because 4th of July is on a Friday. Like it seemed to be no rules. Everybody can just blow off whatever. Like anybody who didn't like fireworks just locked their doors and took it.
Chat room is saying we could do the Gatling gun versus Parachute Battalion outside of Cimarron Skateway.
That
should be the
great idea.
ending of
That
the
is
Just Call
such a great
Mo
idea.
Skate-a-thon. Right?
That is such a great idea.
I think Bus would be okay with that.
I don't see any problem with that.
Do I
at
dress
all.
as the general? He'll save some time. I'll dress as the general. He'll save some time. The full outfit, mustache, and everything.
Tom calls me up, and I think I may have the exact quote wrong, but he was like, well, I'm a baby, only fountains this year.
Oh, I
and
like
so
that.
I'm at the warehouse. I'm putting his fountain order together, and I get him some of the little fountains to get him started, and I work him up. We got 500-gram fountains. We got fountains that are no joke.
500 gram. What is a 500-gram fountain?
My wife likes this thing called One Bad Granny, Tiny, which is a 500 gram fountain that's like nuts. But like, and then we have this one called Amazing that's really cool. But I think Tom agrees with me now, having lit it. Exodus is the king of our 500 gram fountains. And
Movement of ja people.
and it's kind of blue and silver themed. I think it's aimed at your Hanukkah of it all, maybe. But Exodus, and you light it, and it's a killer fountain. It's so big, and it does so much stuff, and it goes on like twice as long as any other fountain. It's crazy.
So
I do like it when the fireworks give you the value of going on a long time. I'm a fan of that.
Ross just put together a box for me, and I went to the warehouse to pick it up, and then I picked it up and put it in my trunk.
And while I was putting this box together, an evil scheme crept into my mind. We have this little tiny cake called 24-shot color pearl. And it's a cool little 200 gram cake, like buy one, get two free at $10. And it has like 24 little shots where it goes pew, 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 24 times, red, white, and blue, or I think red, green, and blue.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then we have one called, I think, 96 shot color pearl, which is like buy one, get one free at $12 or something, $20. And it's the same thing, but like 96 shots. Pew, 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 little pea-sized shots go up. And so I got him one of those and one of those. And I also got him this cake called Color Pearl, which is one of our overloaded commercial cakes. All salutes, just like 16 shots of sound and fury. But like you put three of them together, and it just looks like three tiny little cakes. And I texted him, I was like, hey, I got your fountains, and I got you just three tiny little cakes. Just light them in the order of size, and it'll be fine. And so the intention being like, pew, 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 and then the neighborhood blows up.
Because the
so
bigger
that one goes, dude, this is a great
loud
idea.
salutes.
But it's in a sizable package. Right?
They scale up in size. Like one's
small.
2 inches tall, one's 4 inches tall, and the next one's like 5 inches tall.
That's not that big,
but like
though.
packed.
But it's really packed.
Packed with firepower.
No, you know about this? Wasn't Craig saying something about how some of them, if it like the box is a waste, sometimes the way that they pack it smaller makes like
Absolutely.
a much more powerful explosion.
And by the way, we were having this conversation in the warehouse one day, and Craig's nephew from Louisiana has been working with us this season, and he's like, "Oh yeah, like shrimpflation." And we all lost it.
Shrimpflation.
Shrimpflation.
That's a Louisiana thing?
I got more game stories. We'll say that maybe for another day. But and then so I set this up where like I gave him two little mini cakes that are great, but like tiny and not assuming at all. And I gave him this thing that's just gonna blow up the backyard.
I love this idea.
And then and I did it, and I passed it off to him, and I did the whole thing, gave him the speech, and he was like set up like bowling pins, dude. And then like that night I'm driving home, and I just had this image in my head of Tommy and Max crying because the fireworks escalated too hard, and like Crystal's mad at me, and like so I called him and I said like, hey, listen, don't set off them cakes. I set you up, bud. I'm sorry. I took him off.
I was like, oh no, you pussy. That's like, you should have let me. Because that's the worst. Because you could prank me, and I'll never get mad at it. That's the one superpower I have. No matter what it is, like even if it was egregious,
even if it's like the level of like Old Boy,
like say Ross put some sort of die pack that a bank robber, like that banks use for bank robbers, in the thing, and I'm driving, and I was like, and it blew up.
And you wouldn't get mad?
And I'd be like, oh,
Tommy and Max are in the back. You crash into a Publix. You crash into a Publix.
I would be like, oh, got me good. I would think got me good before anger.
Okay.
So I was mad that Ross felt the need to tell me and not let the prank go through, because I was like, hey, this is. Hey, plus I was lighting it real close to the kids.
What about a prank that like?
And then everybody runs for lives, and I was like, oh, it's like when Tuttle gave me Mr. Camel Toe and told me it was like Shutter Island or whatever, and I put it on.
That was a good ass prank, because that one, like, I don't even know how I don't know how I could handle that. If I had sat down and started watching Mr. Camel Toe with Andrea's mom, who listens to the show, I don't know, dude. I don't know how that would change my life.
It was back when burned DVDs on.
No, I know. I remember. I knew you when this happened. I knew you when this happened.
Yeah. Tuttle would work at the radio station, and like, hey, like, burn me Shutter Island. My mother-in-law also would Me and Chris
Toto used to get all the movies, man.
And then I put it in the DVD player and said shutter or whatever the hell. And then all of a sudden Mr. Camel Toe. And then we obviously nothing started playing, but the front intro screen came on. It was Mr. Camel Toe. She saw it.
I forgot about Mr. Camel Toe. He'd always make them pull it. He'd always be like, "All right, you know the rules. Show the camel. Show me that toe." And they'd have to pull it up tight. He's like, "Okay."
I'm like, "That's a funny prank." He didn't call me on the way home. He's like, "Hey, be careful."
Oh. We did a couple of good ones.
And I took it.
We used to do some good ones with Jimmy.
We
did some good. I put a dildo on the. I put a fucking 2-foot cock on the. Was it the front or the back?
It was the back of his car.
And he went through the pickup line, didn't he? Wasn't he fucking really mad at me or something? Or he found it before he got there, but he was really mad.
Oh man.
Yeah, like
we also put like we put some like women's underwear.
Yeah, we found like undergarments from one of the strippers that have been up there. We put it in Jimmy's messenger bag, and then we were like, "Oh shit, that might fuck his life up."
Boy.
And I will say this, and this will happen one day. I will put a charge in his cigar, so it blows up in his face.
I did that to my dad one time, and he was
dangerous,
furious.
Those are dangerous, dude.
My dad was the maddest I've ever seen him. I got him out of like a back of a comic book, and I put one in my dad's Marlboro Red, and he lost it. He was furious.
Yeah, you know why?
Because it's so fucking dangerous.
Well, not only that, but have you ever lit one with yourself to see what it's like?
Yes.
Okay, it scares the fucking shit out of you because it blows. It blows tobacco in your eyes.
Burning tobacco
into your eyes.
Burning tobacco coals.
Yeah.
The cherry of a cigarette just flying everywhere.
I used to buy those at a magic shop. I bet you can't buy those anymore.
No, there's no way they sell those anymore.
Timu's got them. Yeah, if you're a cigar charge, you can get anything on the internet for sure.
Cigarette loads, yeah, they sell them right here. $9. I go drive like eBay.
Order them.
I could get them here in no time. I could literally get them here same day.
I'm sneaking one in a cigar for sure. And he'll never know. Like there's no place to hide. Like I will eventually sneak one in a cigar.
They're so cheap.
I was listening to Jimmy the other day. You know how much those fucking cigars cost?
Yeah, I'll pay
$50 cigar is fucking crazy.
Some sort of employee there at iHeart, like he's got to be leaving the cigars around. I'll give you $250 cash.
You know who you got
to put a charge.
You know who you got. We got a man on the inside. We talked to Ross Padgett. He's there on Thursdays.
Okay, yeah.
He's there on Thursdays.
How much would you have to pay him?
We'd have to make it worth his while. He's got a baby.
Okay, all right.
But because he has a baby, I know he'll do it.
Yeah.
It's a family.
What if
it was just him and his wife, or he was a single man, you can't count on a single man. But this man's got a beautiful baby.
$500 to the baby. And he'll put a charge in
I think
that's
I think his wife would help. I think she'd have $500. That's a lot of money, dude. I didn't know you were going to go that high.
Nah, Ross, big clumsy giant. I don't see him getting the job done for you. If you want to hire a comic, I'm going to recommend Mike Hurley.
Magician.
Professional magician. Sleight of hand is his.
That's his thing.
Absolutely. If you want a comic who can get it done, like you probably don't even have to get him in studio. You could probably just dress up as a janitor and sneak into iHeart and get it done just on his own recognizance.
Ken Miller's up there sometimes.
Ken's in studio.
Yeah, we'll put in a guest.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'd do it. I don't know if he'd do it.
Let's do some emails.
Right,
we got a bunch of emails we got to get through. Let's just rock it through.
Okay, let's go with this one. Hey, Dan and Tom and special guest. I got recertified in skydiving and used a rental parachute for my jump. When having a rental parachute repacked, I was caught off guard from the professional packer's accent. She looked to be a SoCal gal, but her accent sounded like a higher, softer-pitched version of Dan's commoner British accent. Okay. I was initially under the impression she was making her accent thick for hospitality reasons, but hearing her talk to another customer made me believe that this was her regular professional voice, which is all fine and dandy. Anyways, what are some of your most memorable experiences talking to someone with a thick non-American English accent? And then he goes on, how many non-American English accents can Dan do? Did you ever still have a posh accent when answering the phone, or do you still ever have
You
one?
can rent a parachute?
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I think most of the guys that I know that just want to jump with their friends do.
Well, the first time I went skydiving, my buddy Andy, he went and rented a tandem rig from Skydive. I think it was Skydive DeLand. And so we went there, and he's certified, so he just had to show him that he's a certified instructor. Rented a tandem parachute, and then we just went. He just took me.
Yeah, because he's got all of the.
Yeah, we just paid to get on the plane,
Sure.
and then if you pay for the rental, that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Because each plane ride, or if you're a member there or something, you pay for like a day. Each ride you
and
pay.
kids ride free.
Yeah.
I wonder if some places do that.
Although,
how young can you be in skydive? Do you know that?
I think. Well, okay. I know. With
And who's the youngest?
Scuba diving, you only need to be 10.
Oh, that's badass.
To be and that's why we wanted to certify Max and Tommy this summer.
Yeah.
I used David, who's.
We just want to play Minecraft.
Although
you can play Minecraft underwater. It's way more fun down there.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a different world.
So I think it's like skydiving is like surprisingly young too. It may be like 12 or
4 years old.
no, it's not 4.
Yeah, youngest person to ever skydive, Joshua Pine, 4 years old when he completed a tandem in 1995.
Oh, okay, well, that's tandem. But how old do you have to be to?
Well, you could tandem a baby because people tandem dogs, and I feel like that's the same thing.
Yeah.
People tandem dogs all the time.
How old do you have to be certified yourself? Is it like a 15 or 16?
I'm gonna say 16.
Yeah, I think it's probably like 16. It's probably similar to a driver's license. Although sometimes it's weird. It's like you could be scuba diving, you could be 10.
Yeah.
So it's like that's pretty fucking young.
I mean, I wouldn't say just as dangerous, but similar.
Well,
right?
You
got gear, you got safety checks, you got a lot of a checklist that you got to do.
There's no emergency suit or chute in scuba diving. Like if you fuck up and you could drown. And there's no, it's not like if you fuck up, all of a sudden a bubble pops over your head and you start breathing again.
You say that, but
if you don't even pull the chute, your reserve will pop out.
Right. There's a fail-safe there. So I don't know. Maybe it's pretty similar. There's this product that I saw actually yesterday. You mentioned being a scuba diver and then having something to rescue you with air. They don't have that, but something that I did see that they're mass producing and they've able to get it cheap enough where you can buy these for surfers and then people that do ocean swimming, is they have these watches that have tiny CO2 cartridges in them, and then inside of it is a hyper tiny packed balloon.
Oh, cool.
And so if you get to a certain, if a wave pushes you, you're boogie boarding and a wave slams you, which happens all the time, and it rolls you too far under, the watch knows, and it's cheap. I'm talking $30, and the watch knows how low you are in the water. It explodes the balloon and it'll rocket you to the surface so you don't drown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking cool. I saw one yesterday, and I'm like, but they're trying to get the price point so it's they're cheap. So it's no different than because they've been able to do it with.
So you just put this on when you surf. It's not like a day-to-day thing.
Surfing, swimming.
Probably doesn't come that handy in the bathtub. Wouldn't have done much for Whitney Houston.
It's got to be
swimming, adventurers, I guess you could.
Big enough to put a compressed air.
No, it's so small. It's like a little airbag.
Yeah, but it would be probably uncomfortable just a day-to-day watch, right? It's
no, I don't think you wear day-to-day.
In your day-to-day, Tom, how many rogue waves do you encounter?
I thought it was just like an add-on to your day-to-day.
Walking down to Publix, a wave comes up on you. They're not genies.
Well, it's like most.
Oh, now you've done it, this motherfucker. You know what? You're not allowed to do that. You know you're not allowed to do that.
A lot of
this
watches.
Motherfucker's talking genies.
A lot of watches are like, this is certified to a depth of 300 feet. It's like, okay, I'd never even go swimming.
Your watch will say 3 bars, but it's fine.
And back to the accents. Back to me and stereotyping people with accents.
Yeah.
If a British person, a British accent, I will always think they're smart, even if they're telling me dumb things.
Yeah.
It comes off smart.
Oh, you go shit.
Not that one, the other one. Because there's is it Cockney?
Hello.
Yeah, that one doesn't sound as smart.
Like a Paul McCartney accent. I eat my own shit.
Australian accents always remind me of the person is cool or likes to party. Or
I like to party. I'm very cool.
Or it's
look how cool I am. Look at my clothing. It's so much better than your clothing. I talk out the sides of my mouth.
The person's laid back and not uptight. You know what I'm saying? If an Australian
get the
accent,
fucking whack. You never hear them say that, right? You never hear an Australian go, get the fucking whack.
And anything Eastern Bloc or Russian, I think they're tough. No matter what.
Yeah.
Like women, men.
What if you hear, hey? What if you hear that? What about that accent?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Sports star.
Sports star.
All right, let's do another email. Yeah.
I told you guys I've been watching American Gladiators, and they got one called Malibu. He's a gladiator, and he does like California talk. He does like he like breaks some guy's neck, and he's like, "Hang loose, bro."
Looks like you hit the rocks, bruh.
Oh yeah.
This is a quick one from Chad. He says, if you call a hog a big one, what do you call a little one?
Piglet.
Okay. A pig in a blanket?
Smoky. Like,
a little smoky?
Smoky.
You know, like I call little tiny hot dogs.
How about a
Smokies.
dickling? How about a dickling?
I will say this. When I read this email, this is what came to mind. When I was in Sweden, in the grocery store, I was looking around for like some deli meats.
Oh.
And in the deli meat hot dog section, there was a bag of mini hot dogs, right? Which I bought. I was like, whoa, mini hot dogs.
A bag of mini hot dogs.
And then I saw, and there was like mini hot dog buns. They correlated.
Look at me.
Whoa.
And then
like you could run your own crystals.
Hey, man, look at me.
So
I'm Joey Chestnut.
So I carried around this bag of mini hot dogs to the Mud Hut, all the way to Stockholm.
You never told us this
And me and Tommy were eating.
And you had little buns?
But yes.
How big? Like about 2 inches?
No,
3 inches?
Like half.
A half hot dog.
They
Yeah,
were
3.5 inch.
They were half the size of a hot dog, but a little more plumper.
Yeah.
So they were mini stubby hot
A
dogs.
dogling. A
Like,
dogling.
And
A
they,
Hebrew local.
and they came in a bag, of like
That's
30
really funny.
or like 25. and then I was like, why don't they sell this in the United
Yeah,
States?
mini
Like,
hot dogs is dope.
I feel
Because
like
sometimes I don't want the big jumbos.
I'd buy a bag of mini hot dogs. Me and Tommy were eating them all the time. Like I was eating them on the camping trip. I was eating them.
That's a great bonding with a dad. A hot dog with your dad.
And
That's cool.
And I'm like, what? Come on, America, get with a bag of mini hot dogs and then the mini buns to go with them.
Yeah.
Because the mini hot dogs are fun. Like we were eating them. I would make them like,
Oh,
hey, you want three mini hot dogs? Like I'd eat 3 or 4 mini hot
They
dogs.
finally explained this week on one of those stupid letters that you get, like the group letters where they're like, look at all these interesting facts, mental floss or some shit like that. Why you get 8 hot dogs and like there's like 10 buns in a pack. It's just based on the weight of the meat, and you're going to get a pound. It's a pound of hot dogs. That's it.
Okay.
That's what it's based on. And the length,
dinner length will be different.
Yep.
Number. Or
It's
whatever,
literally just based on a weight of a pound of hot dogs. And
Although
it's always been based on a pound of meat.
I do buy a lot of hot dogs and hot dog buns because Tommy does a
least surprising sentence you've ever said.
And they come in an 8-pack, and then the buns do as well.
They do now.
But they used to not. Yeah,
they didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you're having 3 to 4 mini hot dogs, what's to stop you to just have 2 regular size hot dogs?
Okay, me and Maisie have a theory about this too.
Okay.
Anything smaller is better. I'll give you a for instance.
Okay.
Cheez-Its are great, and we love Cheez-Its, but they also make a product called Grips, which are like every different like Frito-Lay product. I think it's Frito-Lay or Sunbeam or something, but they make all these different products, but they're just miniaturized.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, and I have determined that it's the surface area on your taste buds, the crunch. That's all it is.
And we've adopted sliders. It's the same concept. It's like
many things are better.
Mini burgers. Why not? Why hasn't America adopted the mini hot
That
dog?
should have been your first topic. I'm mad at you. We should have been discussing topic 1.
I was like,
why
whoa.
are there no fucking mini hot dogs?
Like I was the only one. I was like, whoa, look at this bag of mini hot dogs.
You would not be the only one.
Yeah, and I guess they were kind of more like they were the exact. They weren't sausages; they were hot dogs, like the same.
You know why this is
consistency.
great? Is because now
They came in a bag.
Instead of having, I hate having to decide because normally, what do most people have when you have a conventional size hot dogs? Do you have a number you have? Mine's normally 2. Because I could eat more, but I know I probably should not.
Right.
Just because they're hot dogs.
Yeah.
But if I could have 4 mini hot dogs and make 1 chili cheese,
Oh, yeah.
one just
Yes.
mustard,
Oh, yeah.
1 with slaw, I like to mix it up instead of having to do this. This should have been your number 1 topic. I'm fucking mad.
They have these at Crystal. There are
Crystal has
the
mini
pups.
hot dogs.
Pups.
Like,
Yeah.
the pups.
Pups.
And
That's
then-
your only
about
option.
pups.
yeah. But they haven't there's no.
I forgot about the pups.
At the grocery store, why isn't there a bag of mini hot dogs like there was in Sweden or Europe? European European thing.
Let's get somebody to make it locally. Tom and Dan's mini hot dogs.
We're all about hot dogs here.
Tom and Dan,
they goddamn do the hot dog eating contest. Like that's America.
It is.
And we don't have the mini hot dog.
But we like things bigger. Maybe we like our hot dogs the size of SUVs.
We have a jumbo hot dog.
We do.
Dan, don't you have contacts at Primrose Lanes? Maybe we should talk to them about
Jason Campbell?
A Tom Van special.
He'd make you
3 mini hot dogs on a plate.
On 3, and each
on
bun
3
is
tiny buns.
The buns are different. You get one that's got like black poppy seeds, one's garlic, and one's like toasted regular.
There's a thing that Miami.
That sounds so good.
A mini hot dog flight. Come on, dude. Who wouldn't want a mini hot dog flight?
Do you know
4
what?
mini hot dogs, all with different condiments.
I wish I had had the courage to do this earlier this week because I had the opportunity and I didn't. Me and Bart went out to lunch. We went to Primrose because I wanted the Primrose dog, but they were closed for lunch that day.
Oh, no.
We ended up at 2J's, and 2J's does hot dogs, and they do a cheddar bacon dog, and they also do a dog with pastrami and Russian and like sauerkraut, and I wanted one of each, but my cowardice. I just got the bacon cheddar dog, and it was fantastic.
You might be
but
part
I wanted
of
one of each.
You might be part of my family because my daughter Maisie says I asked her beginning of this week who has the best hamburger in town.
All right.
And she said, kind of hard to beat the sliders from 2J's.
They're good.
She says the
That place is
2J's
good.
sliders because they're diner style.
It's a deli first and foremost.
they're like
so
diner
like,
style on the flat top, so they're griddled. So don't sleep on 2J's. 2J's is good.
Yeah.
Let's go with this one right here.
And get 2 kinds of hot dogs when you go.
Oh, yeah. Try it. Don't be like Ross.
Don't be a coward.
You recently talked about medical marijuana freakouts. It was a Friday night, and I was gifted a medical marijuana chocolate bar. Everybody was out of town, and I decided I would try a piece. I didn't really read the packaging, but much like Tom being a professional at everything, I have no need for instructions nor directions. I cracked a small piece, and it was delicious. Sweet, a bit earthy, and smooth. The chocolate was a well-crafted masterpiece. A sip of White Claw later, I decided another bite would be most appropriate. I drifted into a state of calm like I'm laying in satin sheets. I had the TV on, music playing, and I got lost into one of the games on my phone. Sometime later, I looked down and was immediately catapulted from my slumber into an extreme state of panic. The chocolate bar was gone. I frantically looked under papers, on the floor, anywhere this sensible treat had disappeared to. This is where the chronic seemed to kick in. In a split second, 1 million thoughts went through my head. I realized I'd consumed the entire chocolate bar, every bit of it. I knew I would be fine, and I tried to ease my thoughts, but that's until I looked at the fine print, and the label said that I had just consumed 1,000 milligrams. Wait, what? In my comatic brain, I tried to do the math. A gummy is like 10 milligrams. Mm-hmm. That's like 10 gummies. No, wait, 100 gummies. The panic increased to a point I could feel every pulse of my heart, and my head started to get a woo-woo-woo numbing pattern. I literally crawled to bed and wasn't right for a few days. In hindsight, I'd do it again in the spirit of Daniel riding the lightning, but damn, it was a rough one because chocolate is delicious. It's a great story. Thank you so much for your medical marijuana freakout.
Now, yeah, you got to call, like, I want to hear the story where you called the ambulance. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you had a real freak out.
The most I've ever done is pace around and then, like, embarrassingly tell Andrea, and I'll laugh when I'm doing it because it's like I'm saying things that I realize are not true. Because I'm both
like,
aware.
I think I'm having a heart attack.
Yes.
My whole body's numb.
I'll do that. I'll say things
my
to
left
Andrea.
arm's numb.
Yeah, I'll say to Andrea, I'll be like, I'm having a stroke right now, and I can feel my heart, feel my heart. And I'm like, I'm not breathing. I'll say things like that, and she'll be like, just lay the fuck down. But you guys don't get to hear her curse very much.
I have a friend who's an edible lightweight, and one time I had these little Nilla wafer cookies that somebody gave me like a big bag of.
Dude,
like,
Nilla wafers on their own are delicious.
Dude, with some banana pudding.
Come on.
So I had like a Norwegian hot dog bag full of Nilla wafers,
Yes.
and I was just munching them down, and my friend asked for one, and I was like, I know you're lightweight. Let me give you half of one. They went inside. I was outside for a little bit longer. Came in probably like 10 minutes later. My friend's sitting on the floor and looked weird. Just looked weird. And I kind of looked for a second, and I was like, hey, are you breathing? And they went, Just a big rag. I don't know how long, but they'd forgotten to breathe for a number of times.
Earlier in my medical marijuana years, I would lay in bed, and I swear to God, I'd feel myself stop breathing, and I'd be like...
Be like, I have to consciously breathe.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
Like, you'll breathe.
But now it doesn't
Ross,
It's a nothing.
if you took 1,000 milligrams chocolate
Go
bar,
one day. I drank it. No problem.
yeah.
It's fine.
It's just tell
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
tell your body, can,
Absolutely.
your head,
Yeah.
your brain
Yeah.
is fine, no problem.
For sure. Meanwhile, like I didn't drink a beer for like a month, I think, because of the Power Spot stuff. And I had a beer the other day. Woo! I was gone.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because Daniel was telling me that Justin Bieber, I guess he
Had his first beer. Congrats, baby.
Yeah, he did. Had it with his dad too.
He released an album today, and it was kind of a surprise album. No one, like, he didn't tell everybody he was working on.
It cracked me up though. The name of it is Swag. Oh, hey, welcome to 2014, everybody.
Yeah.
Swag.
Well,
Come on. Look, I'm 49 years old, and that is the like you spent how
It's
long?
early 2000s,
How
but that
long-
was in his height.
Yeah, but how long did you spend on that name, buddy? Come on, how long you? That's not good.
So you said that he was on Instagram smoking a bunch of weed with his friends.
Well, it was ridiculous because, and people like what's funny is like it's not. First of all, it's not what you expect to see on Instagram. Not that it's bad, but like I don't know. I'm not anti-weed at all. I'm actually pro marijuana. And I don't necessarily think it is in good
Marketing.
Oh yeah, it's just not good form to put yourself on there like blazing it up unless you're like Snoop Dogg or something. And I didn't think he was. So when I see that, like the first picture is like him holding his baby, like looking like a dad. It's like, look, new dad. And then the next picture is like giant bong and weed everywhere. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, is he
I'm
trying
not
to-
anti that.
Trying to steal my style? What's
It
up
just
with that?
looks weird.
Kids
like
and
it,
weed.
Yeah, it just looks. And then the first comment underneath it is like somebody that obviously is a fan that says, weed isn't going to get you any closer to Jesus. Let's hope you find the right path.
Or this isn't very Jesus-like.
Yeah.
Because he's leaned into that lately, right? Isn't
Yeah,
he like,
He was like a big into Christianity
Bible.
at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Now, I laughed at that because I was like, didn't Jesus turn water into wine?
He did.
Yeah, like, and then so it's alcohol. Like, so then alcohol is a thing. It's one thing if Jesus only taught like abstinence and like clean living, but it's like wine was in there, and then at the time weed was in there too. Like there's
some people
nothing-
think that the anointed
Anything.
oils that like in the Bible, there's a lot of mentioning of like if you and I, like you came to my house as a guest, I would take you in, I would anoint your feet with oil, meaning I would wash your feet and then put this like a cannabis oil on your feet. Is something like some people have said may have been a thing. I mean,
Yeah, or
certainly if
life
it was
was
a plant,
rough.
if it was around, they're smoking it. That's what I'm saying.
Because
I'll bet my life on it.
You're dying of
Yeah.
malnutrition. Like you're struggling to survive 2,000 years ago.
And people
or
act
before.
like Jesus was like they're fucking up like I don't believe in the stories, right? I don't. I'm not a believer. But you're fucking up the stories because he was human and his human side, he was flawed. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like he had a temper. He wasn't. He was like he was the conduit from like he was the son from God.
He's the in between. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the in between. So he had the flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you're in a state where it's recreational, he is not even breaking the law. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
Bethlehem is recretional?
No, but I'm saying, so, but like
I don't
what?
know. I don't think within city limits. I don't think so.
It's just a weird thing. Like it's not very Jesus-like. It has nothing to do with religion
It
at
was
all.
a weird comment. I didn't. Neither of us expected that comment underneath that. Like I wanted to show it to him because I just thought it was a weird. It's a weird thing to put on your like, hey, I'm releasing an album, and then there's a picture of him with no bullshit, like a 4-foot bong on like a coffee table, no different than every 18-year-old in Orlando right now.
He's probably doing like the Disney Channel, like what every Disney Channel female star does, like like a candid photo shoot to say, hey, I'm not a little girl anymore. Now this
Miley
is him like
Cyrus.
saying, hey, I'm a big boy now. I smoke a dope. And
But he's already
threw an accent in for you there, sir.
I think he did that along.
Enjoyed the accent. Chat room is weighing in with another piece of historical matter here, and I was waiting for you to say this, but water was pretty shitty. So the wine thing was more of a gift to the people and less of a like, hey, I'm making this into like party juice. It was more of like, here, I've made something drinkable that you can consume instead of this fucking piss
It's like-
poor shit water that we have.
It's like on ships, they used to have to only,
Right.
they didn't drink water
Beer,
because water would make you
ale.
sick, but if it was alcohol, it would kill all the bacteria. So it'd have to be like a real light version of a beer with a little bit of alcohol so
Yeah,
you don't
like a
die
session
of-
beer.
Yeah. So it's essentially, I'm making this water safe for you to drink. Still, though,
It was a wedding.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a wedding, and they ran out of wine. And Jesus knew this was a bad sign because, like, you're supposed to like have wine for the whole wedding.
Yeah.
So Jesus went like, "Bring me some water." He turned the water into wine, and the wine was like way fucking better than
Better
the
than
wine
the
they
other
had.
wine.
So like, and Jesus didn't even like take credit for it. He's like, oh yeah, there's the wine
See, that's
for the rest
Tom
of
would
the
have
wine.
taken credit.
So they,
Like, hold on. I want everybody. Whose wine was better? The wine that first or mine? Jesus wine.
Yeah.
So
I
Raise
did
your hand
this.
if you like the Jesus wine. Okay.
It's
so
fine.
My assistant, Danicus, is going to put a hand over me and a hand over the other wine guy, and I want you to applaud who you like better.
I like this. We should do more like Tom as Jesus, like Sermon on the Mount, the fish and the loaves, right? Like they bring him the fish and loaves, and Tom started charging him like 50 cents a fish. You know, like infinite fish coming out of the bucket, but Tom's making money off of it.
If you could get 2 fish, I could get you
Oh,
4
yeah,
fish.
dude.
If you get 4 fish, I could get you 8 fish.
I'm not dragging this cross. You, I know what's gonna happen. I'm
We need to
gonna
get
drag.
the sponsors to sponsor the dragging of this cross. I'm not paying for it with our company money.
You could pull me kicking and screaming. It's like digging your own grave. Like, fuck you. If you're going to kill me anyway, I'm not digging this shit.
Hey guys, Judas is going to turn me into the Romans. Let's get him.
And I'm coming for revenge. You motherfuckers.
All right, you want one more? One more?
Yep.
Not that one. Not that one. Let's go with. Let's go this one. Right? No, let's not do that one. Here we go. Hey, show. Hope your Memorial Day was good. I spent my time camping for the last 6 days out in the wilderness, grilling on charcoal. Yes, it was probably would have been better if I was using a Blackstone. On to magnets. It was Fort Wilderness where I wore my summer BDM t-shirt along with Crocs and my touching tip charms. We went to 2 theme park campgrounds and a resort, and not one comment from another TD listener. However, after snatching a news junkie magnet with the 4 Wilderness parking in the 4 Wilderness parking lot and putting it on my girlfriend's SUV while driving out to grab dinner, I had someone honking and shouting, asking if I wanted another magnet. No recognition for you guys all day, but I did find a news junkie listener. There you go.
Why'd you read that one?
I don't know. I got into it. I thought it would be good. I thought it would be good.
What were the ones you skipped?
It was
like,
bad.
No one knows who you are. They only know the
They only listen to the news junkie.
Why'd you write us that email?
I don't even know. Well, even more so, why did I read it? I started the beginning. I was like, this will work.
No. We're just improv. You're picking up and you started reading and you're like, fuck it, I'll go through it.
It looked like it was going to take a turn.
Hey, I'm more mad at the person who said that.
I want to go that far back. Why send this email? Hey guys.
Why did you tell us that?
Hey guys, I wore your shirt for like 100 days and nobody ever recognized
But
it.
I wore
Here's
this
a good
other one and they recognized it. What motivated you to send that? Like
A bully us. It's a bully at us a little bit.
I bet it was the news junkie.
Do you think so?
Yeah, Sean Watson
I bet it
himself.
was. I'll call him. I'll call him after.
Clitty bang bang
Did
himself.
you fucking email us?
I don't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't have time to do that. All right, here we go. Here's a good one. Hey, guys, I know Tom is the ultimate authority on plants, so I want to ask him his opinion on this. Our dog went psycho and ate 2 of my wife's favorite plants. I don't know what one it was, but it had some hanging down vines.
Oh, my God.
And the one I know of the one I do know is called a polka dot begonia. I want to replace it for her with something comparable. Since I cannot find any begonias around me here in Denver, what would the plant doctor recommend?
Oh, I thought this was about the dog's health, and I was like,
No, fuck the
just
dog.
take it to the vet.
There are the majority of houseplants are toxic to dogs.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know why. And then most plants I buy, they're like toxic.
Dogs pretty much eat meat. Like if you're doing anything other than a can of meat for your dog.
And so first, just go.
By that way, that dog, huge news junkie fan. I just wanted to know that.
Go to Gabriella and just order anything. Because they have high quality, good house plants. So she'll like all of them.
And they can ship.
Yeah, they'll
can
ship
ship
them
your
to you.
plants.
Yeah, and it'll show up alive and well. But I like.
Are you guaranteeing that, or is that a Gabriella guarantee?
Yeah, I think it's a Gabriella guarantee. Yeah. But I like any plant that's hard to take care of because it shows.
That's how I like my women.
Because
drug addicts, I can change you, baby.
Because here's why. Because if you don't, the people that don't know plants will look at a goddamn snake plant or a pothos and
Love
be
a
like,
snake plant.
and then be like, oh, okay. Even though they're the easiest bullshit weeds that anybody could take care of.
Okay. All right.
So, but
That's
so
good.
because
Strong
they don't know the
opinions.
difference. But then if you get like some sort of philodendron, some rare variegated philodendron them,
Yeah.
then
Pretty sure there's an end at the end of that. But
if another plant lover comes by and sees it, then they're like, oh,
Is there
this
a
guy's-
handshake or a look?
Yeah, no, you immediately
What do you do? Because you know, like the wrestling handshake is the one where you barely hold the hand and you kind of like.
So two plant people
you just
will
hold up your fingers and your nails are just full of dirt.
you make it known to the person's house that you
Do you
recognize.
say whose house is it?
Like
Is that a variegated philodendron?
I went to a barbecue, a breakdancing barbecue.
Oh, really? She went to a breakdancing barbecue. Oh, okay.
Did I tell you the story?
Yeah, the old Castleberry breakdancing barbecue.
A BDBBQ.
Pop
Max
Rocket,
Max got invited to.
Up next is Sweet Baby Ray.
Oh, no, it's the Kinder's crew.
Is that your name? Or are you Sweet Baby Ray on the 1 and 2s?
Sweet Baby Ray.
Yeah. And so like Max got invited. So I took Max, me, and the whole family. Crystal brought
DJ
some-
pulled pork in the mix.
She brought some olive gratin potatoes, some white bullshit. I told her, I was like, this is some white bullshit.
Boxed?
She brought some Swedish white bullshit.
Boxed?
I don't know. It's just something that I was like, this.
I bought boiled potatoes.
And so then, but at the house there was a bunch of plants, and then I was like, oh wait, who's
It's hard
the
to break dance. It's a jungle out here.
Well, no, I was like, who's the plant? Because it's either the husband or
They're
the
my
wife.
plants.
It's never both.
It's me, DJ Excalibur.
By the way, that's another thing. Like, it's either a husband or wife. It never can be both.
Only one of them is the plant person. And it turned out it was the wife.
Hey. You'll see some like ladies do flowers and dude does the lawn couples.
Yeah, but no, the lawn is
lawn doesn't count.
Lawn is made. I'm talking about house plants and plants around. Like you
So
could
did
tell.
your wife think you were cheating because you're
No.
spending a lot of time taking a personal tour of Lady Raptastic's begonias or whatever? it is?
Just like any plant person comes over and then recognizes my plants, I give them the tour. then.
Iron sharpens iron. I know.
Because you don't give a tour to a non-plant person because they don't appreciate shit.
Yeah.
They
No, you
just
gave me the tour.
Yeah, but that's because you asked for it. But I knew you didn't appreciate
I
shit.
did appreciate it.
No,
I just
yeah.
don't understand what the fuck you're
Yeah,
talking
well,
about.
yeah, but if
it's
you-
like me and the
if-
Squid Game names.
If you don't understand it, you can't appreciate it fully. You see what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
don't want to appreciate
You
it.
have to spend a lifetime of
What if I
plant-
told you I have no appreciation?
Well, I know you didn't, right? When you asked
What
for
if you?
it.
What if I?
This goddamn liar
What
doesn't
if
even give a shit.
I made you waste your stupid words. I made you walk around there and waste your stupid plant words.
Well,
on
tell
me.
it to anybody.
So joke's on you.
Yeah,
I wasted your plant words.
I just pretend that
I'm
maybe
the
you do.
god.
Anyway, so that's it.
Okay.
That's it. I know.
You do seem to have a bit of a love-hate with your plants, where you love them, but you also don't love them.
Well, back to the which one you pick. If you pick a very hard one to take care of, then when you do get the full appreciation from another plant person, that's when it's worth it.
What about this? Because I have the exact opposite view on plants as you.
Okay.
And so mowing my lawn for years, like front left corner of my lawn, I'd mow, and there was this little plant that like it would grow up about yay high, 2-3 inches, and I'd mow it over. Right?
Okay, all right.
And then next time I go to mow, it would be like 2 or 3 inches tall, and I'd mow it over.
It sounds
for
like
years.
a parable.
For years, I mowed this thing down, and eventually I was like, well, I keep mowing this thing down, and it keeps popping back up. I'm gonna just like clear a foot around it and see what happens. And now that thing is a 6 foot tall bayonet plant. You ever seen a bayonet plant?
No.
It's like a
bayonet, like a knife at the end of a gun.
It's a sphere of leaves, and at the end of every single one of the leaves is like a steel hard needle that's like 3 or 4 inches long. If you back into it mowing the lawn, it will gouge you and just like make you
dope-ass
bleed.
plant, dude.
First of all, it was a plant I couldn't kill. I tried to kill it for years. I couldn't. Finally gave in, gave it a little bit of room to grow, and it grew into the coolest plant. My wife hates it. My wife hates it because
is
it
it a
nicks her
weed?
every time she goes into the yard. And also, the other thing it does, in like the true spirit of being completely against Tom's philosophy of plants at all, it just keeps sprouting up little bayonet plants. Like the whole circle around it now is just all like foot high bayonet plants. So
you're
keeps
starting an army of.
Well, you got a bunch of spiky weeds.
I
growing.
love it. It's the best. It's
wonder-
unkillable.
Is there anybody that finds like unconventional, unwanted weeds and then cultivates them like
I'm telling you,
they matter as much as because think about it.
There's some rare weird shit. That
but you see what I'm saying? Like their only value they have is the value we give them.
This thing,
right?
It was like a little plug that I mowed down every week, and now I swear to God, it's 6 feet tall. And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, that thing will be here after I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's like a legacy.
I have to admit something to you guys. I drove to, sometimes I get sad and it's like a Saturday morning and Maisie will be dancing or something, and I just want to run my car and get coffee. And I drove to my mom's house because one day I wanted to see if Jack Lemmon is still there. And it's still there, and it's big as fuck.
Yeah. That
it's still there.
I
drove.
Awesome.
It was like 3 weeks ago or something. I had a Saturday morning. I was just like, got a coffee, and I was like, you know what? I need a place to go. Let's see how fast this car can get to DeLand. And I went all the way there, and I got out. Like I parked there, nobody was home, and I ran down the driveway and just looked down the driveway. Shit's big as fuck. I'm like, all right, well, we did a good job. We did a good job.
Another element of me, like even transforming my backyard and planting a shit ton of palm trees and whatnot, is I do think I'm like, man, in 100 years,
it's a legacy. Yes.
When some stranger lives in this house, they're gonna be telling their neighbor or their family or whatever, like, hey, some crazy old man planted fucking 30 different palms in and look
like Juan's grandpa, right? Like Juan's grandpa has.
I saw he has a papaya tree.
He
it's
has
gigantic.
But he has like stuff that he's planted that's like, he's like, oh, that's 50 years old. It's like 50 years old. Like it's like I think that's cool.
This shit will live on unless you get someone that buys my house and then fucking
McMansion tear it down,
tears down all my plants.
That is actually something for posterity. Unlike today when I went to the thrift store and I found this beautiful set of Olympic glasses that like some old lady clearly kept up on a shelf since 1988, thinking they were going to be worth something one day.
Yeah.
And then they ended up on a shelf at the fucking thrift store, and I picked them up for $3 each.
Buying other people's dreams is also
so good.
A favorite thing of mine. Like especially if they thought something was worth something, and then they finally got rid of it, and you're like,
do you want a Calgary Olympics glass to catch their tears in?
Yeah, it's a fancy glass.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah,
what?
Buddy.
We're just getting warmed up.
Anything to plug?
Rogan does like 5 hours, you guys.
Hopefully, we'll see you guys at tomorrow's family skate-a-thon at Cimarron Skateway.
What are you wearing?
Just
shorts? Are you wearing tiny shorts?
No, I'll put on jeans because I'm going to try to skate. I think unless there's so many rental skates, like I don't have my own skates, so I have to use a rental skate.
You don't have your own skates?
No, well, I haven't skated in 30 years.
Weird. I got my own skates.
You have skates?
Yeah.
I got a pair of skates.
You do?
Yeah.
Merchman, you got skates? No? Ice skates.
Yeah, I don't think
you don't have.
So 3 out of 4 people in here.
Skates.
I do have quad skates.
I got quad skates.
No, you don't.
We both have quad skates.
Mine are a little beat up from road riding, but I got quad skates.
Oh, why do you have them?
Well, Maisie. I do stuff with my daughter because I'm a good dad.
No,
Jesus Christ,
no, you were skating. No, the last time you skated. No, you're lying.
No, I am lying.
I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
I'm a pathological liar.
Goddamn pathological
I'm the liar of the show.
All right.
We'll shoot some fireworks in the parking lot after.
I still want to do Gatling gun versus a battalion.
Parachute battalion.
Yeah, against the battalion. I think Craig would let us do that. Let's get out of here, buddy.
Eric, should we show on the camera our new?
Yeah, do you want to?
Now,
Eric, come in here, buddy.
I don't know when these will be up for sale, but
come on in, merch. Oh,
like
dude, those are really good.
Oh wow,
that's the nicest one we've ever done. So, yeah, look at that.
That's a new Tom and Dan straw hat.
That's a tight weave on that hat, dog.
Yeah. Hitting Skins, thanks to Hitting Skins.
Wow. And we went with a fully custom Tom and Dan patch on the front.
Oh yeah, BD.
Let me throw that to me. I'll put it on here. Here, this is dope. Oh yeah, man.
I needed a new straw hat.
Look at this. This is the Tom and Dan. The print job
Eric
on
said
this
he can't
is
have that
fantastic, man. Look at the print job on that. That's great.
I was like, beach sun shirt.
Yeah, man. That is
good
terrific.
For fishing. A lot of lawn care guys wear the sun shirts.
Yeah.
No, usually you guys release the summer line midwinter. What's going on?
Yeah. Eric,
Hitting Skins. They were able to produce it really fast, and they do a great job. Is HITT or HIT? Oh, okay. HITTN.
Why even attempt it if you don't know?
Skins. Yeah. HITTN skins.com. Thanks, Eric.
That again is HIT. And
then he
HITTIN skins stock.
And then he goes, yeah, like he said it right.
Oh yeah, that'll make it better. Got the name wrong. Then turn to the camera, and give it a
yeah.
Me and the Kool-Aid Man, we know. We're just.
We will see you Monday, BDMs. Have a good weekend, guys.
Yep.